Okay, I'm here. I'm here. I woke up like 10 minutes ago. I'm here. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good. Let's see who we got here. We got Alex. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Alex, for taking my first today. It makes me very, very happy that you could be my first. Then for Daily Pillows, we've got Alex. We've got Jeremy. We've got Vortexiality. We've got Lonse and Ren and Leonix and Sammy and Evan and Phi and Nortania. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And Nortania, thank you so much for 27 months. Holy shit, dude, 27 months. That's so fucking wild. I can't believe my 3-year anniversary as a VTuber is like in like a week and a half. It's in like 2 weeks, dude. It's insane. I can't believe it. I've been streaming as a VTuber for 3 years almost. Very, very soon. But I hope you guys have been doing well. We're gonna play Vampire Therapist. I got my coffee right here too, so I'm ready. VTubers for great time, yeah. It's really wild to think about. But the way I remember, because I remember the first day I started streaming because it was Miku Day. I streamed my very first stream as a VTuber on Miku Day. I remember this. The memories. I remember when I was just a little PNG fella. I got my meds, but I took them today. That's good. I'm glad you took your meds. Hell yeah. You've been a great VTuber since day one. Aw, thank you, Jeremy. I'm sure there's still some old clips of me from way back then. I don't know if I didn't really have like a debut stream. I just started ripping it, dude. I'm pretty sure I was just playing Peggle. I was just playing Peggle and yapping. But yeah, it was a good time. It was a fun time. Also, hi Nugget. Let me sip my coffee. Oh, that's piping hot. Hell yeah, that's so good. Alright, let's do this. I'm ready for vampire therapy lessons now. Good evening, Samuel. I hope you are well rested. I have a new client for you.
Another one? I think my caseload's starting to get a little crowded.
Oh my gosh.
Worry not, my friend. I shall not unload all the world's cares onto you. I know how strongly this next client requires aid. She is a great deal older than most of the clients you've seen, and sometimes it is harder for the elderly to see reality.
He said she's Delulu.
It took me far too long to do so.
She's as old as you are?
Not nearly. Thus, she should be more ready for change than I was.
Damn.
Take a look at her intake form.
Oh. Medv. I don't know how to say her name. From the Bronze Age. An elder vampire like myself, Medi has lived mostly alone for the past 2 millennia. She grew up among wanton violence between the Irish clan warlords and has kept distance between herself and mortals. She now spends more of her time online, where she has become a streaming celebrity. I do not know what this means, but perhaps a younger vampire might. Oh my god. She's a YouTuber. She has expressed frustrations at the increasing demands of her followers. Suggestion: be patient with the elderly.
Dang, she died young. Makes me wonder why I waited so long to kick the bucket. Could have left her nicer looking corpse.
Oh my gosh.
Alas, death does not often allow us to have much choice in the matter.
Says here she doesn't leave home unless she has to.
I feel a little attacked. I feel a little attacked.
It is a puzzle, as elder vampires can often be.
I also don't leave my home unless I have to.
I sure do hope I can help her.
You will do your best, I know. Let me allow you some privacy. She comes.
Let's go. It's time to meet her.
Hello?
Oh, she's so cute. I like her braids.
Hey there, how do I say your name? Is it, Medbub? Medbee?
Mev is my real name.
Mev.
Medby's just my screen name.
Oh,
You can call me Meddy if you like.
Medbee.
Oh, mighty fine meeting you, Meddy. I'm Sam.
Is that all you are?
I couldn't rightly say. I ain't no more or less than Sam.
I'm drinking cranberry juice. Oh my god. You could pretend there's blood and you could pretend you're a vampire. Just like in the game. Wow. Talk about an immersive gaming experience, Sammy. For real though, I love cranberry juice. I love cranberry juice so much. It's delicious.
You're cute, strange cowboy man.
I don't know that you should be calling your potential therapist cute, miss.
Not in a touching bodies way. I mean, you're more like a rabbit or a mouse.
Oh my gosh, she's calling me prey.
Oh, I want to dress you up in a little mouse onesie and watch you scurry about. Keep
No.
your hat on and be a little cowboy mouse. Oh, I like that.
But I'm a
very much.
person.
I'd keep you in a little cage and give you lots of cheese and, of course, a wheel to run on. You can be my whiskery little pet.
What is the matter, Samuel?
I think I'm out of my depth here, Chief. I ain't keen to be anyone's pet.
Older vampires such as myself can sometimes be uncomfortable to be
Oh my
around.
gosh.
I believe this will be an excellent challenge in setting boundaries, Samuel. Explain to her your boundaries. You will be modeling positive behavior and saving yourself a little trouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a
All
little.
the more reason to be clear and polite right now. Good luck, Samuel.
Yeah, that's a little far.
You look distracted, little mouse. Have you smelt a bit of cheese? Did your whiskers twitch?
What a weird way to start setting boundaries.
All right, miss, before we keep going, I think we need to set a few boundaries.
I don't want to wear a onesie. I don't eat cheese. I don't want to live in a cage. I think that covers all my boundaries. I don't want to live in a cage.
This stuff about putting me in a cage and making me your pet are things you should be doing with a blood partner.
Yeah.
Besides, I make the rules about my own body. If I don't want something, you gotta respect it or find a new therapist.
You don't want me to do things to your body?
No. I mean, you're cute, but no.
You cut that out. I'm serious now.
Very well. Be that way.
She must have picked that up from her chat. Oh my god, Leonix. Oh my goodness. 23-month streak. Thank you so much. Derry, I'm so grateful to be part of your community for almost 2 years. Oh, you're such a sweetheart, Leonix. Thank you for the resub. I don't want to wear a onesie.
First of all, I ain't gonna wear no onesie. I don't think I could find one that'd fit.
I could sew one for you. I would make the neck hole really big so that your funny hat would fit right through it.
Okay, well maybe I wasn't being clear. I don't want to wear a onesie.
But it would make me happy.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make me happy.
Well, wouldn't make me happy, miss.
I'm channeling their energy.
Fine. But I don't like it.
I don't eat cheese, you know that. We only drink blood anyway. Mortal food doesn't exactly agree with us.
Oh my god, do vampires get a tummy ache? I almost said, does Leonix get a tummy ache if he eats human food? Leonix, do you get a tummy ache when you eat human food?
But a mouse who doesn't eat cheese is hardly a mouse.
But I'm not a mouse.
But I'm not a mouse.
Yeah.
Then why do you have twitchy whiskers?
It's called a mustache.
I just like the way they look.
So do I. That's why I think you should eat some cheese.
Well, I ain't gonna take it or leave it.
You're very mean for a mouse.
I think that about
I
covers
think
my
that about covers
boundaries. Yeah. Please respect my boundaries.
Ugh, very well. It's a little boring. People usually let me do what I want to do to them.
But I don't want you to.
Well, this is less boring then. It's something new.
I suppose you're right. It's very clever, strange cowboy man. May I still call you a mouse from time to time, though?
If it'll make you feel comfortable, I guess it ain't hurting me.
Oh my god, we're a little mouse.
But let's get to you and why you're here. Now, it said on your intake form that...
She's overworked.
You're overworked, it said. You're not
Oh my
first client
god,
with that trouble.
Berserk.
What line of work you in?
Thank you so much for the resub for 19 months. Thank you, thank you.
I play video games.
Video games? Like Star Invaders?
No, silly. More
Oh
like
my god.
Church 2 and Pension Impact.
Pension
More than a
Impact,
PSRPG,
bro.
girl.
Pension Impact. Wow. That's pretty funny. I like these
I don't know what them
puns.
things are. I kind of figured video games were just a fad, like collecting ferns was in my time.
Video games are lots of fun. There's even one where you get to play a cowboy and kill bunches and bunches of people.
Yeah.
Then you get to pretend you feel bad about it. But after that, you kill even more people.
Shucks, that there might give me some flashbacks. But you're working by playing video games? How's that?
I stream on Glitch.
A glitch?
Millions of
Oh
followers
my
there.
god. She's got millions of followers. I guess when you have like all the time in the world, might as well.
Wait just a gosh darn minute. People are paying to watch you pee?
Oh, of course not. That sort of thing would be on my Only Zealots page. Which I can, because
Damn, that's
I'm a
crazy.
vampire.
Wait, vampires can't pee? Vampires can't pee?
Alright, you gotta walk me through this.
What would streaming mean if it ain't peeing? I mean, I know what all these, but what's Only Zealots?
What's Only Zealots?
That's a very special website where my very special followers get to see me do naughty things for money.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy, dude.
You've been around a long while. Do you need money?
Depends, I guess. Some lore has them not eat or drink. Well, it just said for them that they don't eat or drink human food because it can make them, it can disagree with them, so. But I figured since they're drinking human blood, you know, human blood is a lot of water in it. Wouldn't they pee it out? The excess water?
No, of course not. But I do like having mortal blood bags who will do anything for me. They're very useful.
This whole thing makes me feel old.
But you're only a baby vampire, strange cowboy man. I'm glad you're not the kind of baby who poops and
Some
pees,
it
though.
depends, I guess. Some
That's
lore has
quite
them not
icky.
eat or drink. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Who's to say?
I had some more questions.
What's all this FPS and RPG
What's
stuff?
all this RPG and FPS stuff?
Role-playing games and first-person shooters.
Kinda dark to be playing games about the first person you ever shot. That ain't a good moment.
You're extra silly. It's a video game with a first-person perspective. It only looks as though you're shooting someone.
RPG. Yeah, the way he says it, dude. I love his little accent. I like your funny words, Magic Man.
I like the ones where there's lots and lots of blood. I end up feeling quite hungry.
Are they still using corn syrup to look like blood? It never looked realistic to me.
They don't use corn syrup in video games. You're very funny.
Damn. They do still use corn syrup in a lot of special effects, especially like the special effects where you have to like drink blood, you know, and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting, the history of blood special effects.
I'm glad I'm funny, I guess. Let me ask you something else about these video games.
Yeah, sometimes the live action ones. I mean, I think I know enough.
Alright, I think I understand a little better. You're working pretty dang hard for all them followers. What do you need them for?
Lots of things. They pay my rent for me, they buy clothes and gifts for me, they dispose of all the bodies. And they let me kill them too. They're all so eager to die.
What?
Poor little lambs.
Oh my god.
They're like servants?
Servants, little sheep, whatever you'd like to call them.
And they're willing to just up and die for you.
Oh, naturally. Sometimes all I have to do is smile for them. They find it enchanting.
That's terrifying. But I guess if you were gonna be a vampire in this day and age, utilizing a parasocial relationship, I guess, is the best way to go.
They quite like my breasts and vulva.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see.
Does it make you uncomfortable to hear me say breasts and vulva?
Yeah,
I
'cause this
reckon
is
I just
Twitch.
wasn't expecting that level of candidness.
Breasts, vulva.
Okay, we get it.
Hey, come on now.
Oh, but it's so much fun to watch your little whiskers twitch.
So, these followers of yours do a lot of work for you, huh?
But I have almost 100 million little sheep. It's
100
difficult to
million,
keep
dude? That's
them
crazy.
happy.
That's so many on Twitch? Isn't that like the most subscribed person on Twitch? I want to hear this cowboy say parasocial relationship. Yeah. Hang with that parasocial.
Why do you need to keep so many servants happy?
I need my sheep. If I don't have them, I'll have nothing.
That is Nosferatu
Is it really
thinking.
true that if you don't have your followers, you won't have anything? Ain't you got other stuff you're interested in?
Maybe this is an alternate world with a higher population. Maybe. Yeah, maybe the vampires are like helping increase human birth rate so they'll have more people to drink from. Also, hi Azura, welcome in. I mean, it would make sense that vampires could get into government positions, and then there's like a whole like conclave of vampires actively working to improve the betterment of humans because the better quality blood that comes out of them when they're like not as stressed. It like affects like, you know, like how it's like the like cows where like the Wagyu cows, they get like fucking massages and shit, and they only eat like super whole grains that are like very like delicately chosen and shit like that, in exchange for having like the richer like Wagyu beef like with like the proper marbling of fat to meat ratio. It would be like that but with humans and blood.
I suppose I enjoy reading and video games. And I can do those things alone. There's also playing games with my body.
Oh, yep, there's that.
Which Americans don't do. You like to shoot people instead.
My cat is here. She's super cuddly right now. I think she likes to stream. Oh my god, hi kitty cat. Feeding stock moment. Dude, if a vampire wanted to just like take care of me in exchange for some of my blood, I'd do it. I'd do it. They wanna, you know, pay off my medical debt and take care of, you know, the little human purchases I want. Yeah, they can have a sip whenever they want. Easy deal. Yeah, I'm taking it.
That ain't always true. But let's get back to what you were saying.
If I don't make them all happy, they'll turn against me.
I feel like that's also Nosferatu thinking.
That's some pretty extreme thinking. Your followers can't all be that fickle.
I feel like a vampire would hate my blood because I tend to eat like salty, bitter, or savory foods. No, I think they just make you have a more complex and well-rounded flavor. Versus, you know, where if you eat just like a ton of sweets, then your blood would only taste like super, super sweet. Nobody wants to eat only desserts for all of their life, all of the time, for every meal. You want some savory meals too. And some salty meals, and like, you know. So find a vamp that wants bitter. Yeah. There's definitely got to be a vampire out there that's into it, you know? Like I said, you wouldn't want to eat cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day of your life. That would suck, dude. I love cake, and I could not do that. I remember when I went to Oregon with my grandpa one time, we went to McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner like the whole time we were there for like a week and a half, like 2 weeks. I could not eat McDonald's for like 3 years after that. I could not stomach McDonald's because I'd eaten it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for like 2 weeks straight. And I was like, I can't do this. And I was the prime age for that, you know?
The idea that you can make everyone happy is something that ain't in anyone's power. And assuming you have no control and they'll all turn against you ain't true either.
that is true, I suppose. I can do things you
Serial
couldn't dream of.
McDonald eaters must be studied and stopped. Honestly, I worry for them. The people who really do just like only eat McDonald's every day. Don't you ever get tired of eating like the exact same thing over and over and over again? Like, there are meals where I'll have that meal every day, but I'm not having it for like every meal. And then usually it's only for like a week. I'll have it like every day for like a week. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this now. I'm gonna make a new favorite meal of the week, you know? But I'm still having other things throughout the day too. Like I'm having a different breakfast, or I'm having a different lunch, or having a different snack, you know? McDonald's isn't even that good these days. And for the price it is, bro, for the price it is definitely not good enough these days. Are you fucking kidding me? That shit's so fucking expensive. I can get a whole ass like gourmet burger meal sometimes with how much they be trying to charge at fucking McDonald's, dude.
That is much appreciated, miss. And now about the stuff you were saying.
All I'll be is the lonely, crazy girl with a flat full of stinky corpses.
And that's labeling.
Let's ease off them labeling terms. Don't go calling yourself crazy.
I sort of have that kind of thing where like I have a set for a week. Like one set is chicken week and the next is fish week. Honestly, I get that. I understand that. That's like one of the things I tend to do too, just because it's also easier to like kind of meal prep by making a whole bunch of something or just having it like really down. Like for a while, my main lunch was egg salad sandwiches. This was before the price of eggs skyrocketed. But that was like one of my favorite lunches to make was egg salad sandwiches, just because it was super easy. And sometimes, you know, I'd switch it up by, instead of using bread, I would get Ritz crackers, and I would eat the egg salad with Ritz crackers. But like that's what I'm saying though, is like that would be one meal. And yeah, sure, I'd have it like every day for lunch for like a week. But I had other stuff around it. I would switch with like grapes or like apple slices or like oranges, or baby carrots, you know, stuff like that on the side. And then like all of the other meals would be different too. So, you know.
But I am crazy. And I know how strange I sound to these short-lived creatures.
I reckon I might sound the same if I were
Yeah,
around as long as
apple
you and seen some of the stuff you've
slices.
seen.
I love apples.
Besides, crazy ain't got any kind of real meaning. What's sane? You've been around a while, you know them definitions change all the time.
I suppose that's true. Don't think any of us are really sane.
I think that's a heck of a lot closer to the truth.
Hell
Also,
yeah,
look at my
brother.
body parts anyway. Don't have much else to share, it seems.
That's is that disqualifying the positive? I don't think so. We're not is that also Nosferatu thinking? It might be.
I think it is
Oh, damn.
obvious that your client has many interesting traits beyond the physical.
Okay, so it is
So speak the way
disqualifying
she
positive.
knows.
I thought maybe it would be different because she wasn't, I guess, necessarily negating any specific positives.
I just want to look at my body parts anyway. Don't have much else to share, it seems.
Okay,
Come on
there we
now,
go.
you've been around for nearly 2,000 years. How in the heck could you have nothing to offer?
Well, so hi, Sans. Welcome in.
I'm sure you could tell me all sorts of things about history and the places you've been to and the things you've done.
Hell
I talk
yeah.
about things I like. My followers abandon me. Fickle little bloodbags. You always like it when I show off, though.
My
That's a problem with
coffee.
your followers, not you. Don't go disqualifying the positive things about yourself just because they don't see them.
Yeah,
Very kind, man.
you're more than just
If
a
you were one of
body.
my followers, they might even let you live.
That's so thoughtful of
A
you.
very kind gesture, miss.
I can't help but think, though, I should make my little sheep happy. After all, they are willing to die for me.
That's should statements.
You say you should keep your followers happy. Do you like it when they're happy?
Just because I kill my bloodbags doesn't mean I wish to be cruel. After all, they're so cute when they die with smiles on their precious little faces.
I'm glad to hear
Is
that,
this
but
what y'all
here's
are
the thing.
into?
When you
Is
say
that the
you
kind of
should
streamer
make
y'all
them
like?
happy, you turn it into a responsibility. If you got 100 million people you should please, that's pressure you don't need. Get what I'm saying?
You are too sweet, little mouse. Like a sugar mouse. Someone might try to eat you.
I hope it's not you.
Heck, they already did. How do you think I turned into a vampire?
You make me seem very silly for worrying so much about my blood bags. Not a very good vampire, am I?
I mean, I didn't say none of that.
Well, what's a good vampire supposed to do?
My blood father used to tell me that we were supposed to be gods. Told me that we would rule all humanity. I imagine he'd be ever so disappointed
I
in me.
mean, that's basically what you're doing.
Well, blood parents are always complicated. They like continuing their legacies, but people ain't too good at being anything but themselves.
I wish someone would tell
So
him
true,
that.
Sam.
He's a very bad listener.
Well, you should be proud of yourself for getting away from him. I know it ain't easy.
I didn't leave him. The druids sealed him away long ago.
Yeah, she's a ruler in a real way, for real. I mean, she literally has like a legion of millions of people who are willing to do anything for her and die for her and take care of all of her needs. What is that if that's not, you know, ruling the humans?
Slow our soul when he escapes. And there will be nothing we can do. Oh, it's gonna be ever so much blood.
That's a control fallacy.
I think we can handle a vampire. There's a lot more of us now, and I bet the bastard ain't even heard of a gun.
You don't understand. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard? Oh my god. He was a virgin when he died.
The last I heard, wizards ain't bulletproof. Let's give ourselves a little credit.
That's true. I cast spell gun.
I ain't gonna worry too much about this fella. Besides, if he is coming back to kill us all, we only got so much time to enjoy, right? These dang followers of yours have got you stuck at home, though.
It's better this way. It's not safe outside.
He's a wizard, Harry.
Well, why do you say that?
Because there are bad people out there. They've tried to burn me, touch me, enslave me. They are cruel and horrible.
Oh, that's
I
Nosferatu
know you've been through
thinking.
some tough times, Mitty. And you got a hell of a lot of reasons to think people are all awful.
Look at us, we're calling her out.
But those experiences ain't the be-all and end-all. There's a lot of bad, a lot of good, and even more in between.
Maybe. But it's safer to assume that it's all bad. Mortals are very afraid, and when mortals are afraid, they are quite cruel.
That's more of that all-or-nothing thinking. There's billions of people out there now, and more differences between each and every one of them than you'd expect.
But I don't need to endanger
love my
myself
coffee.
anymore. I have my sheep.
So she doesn't ever go to like GlitchCon?
I'm sure we'll get to talking about them real soon.
We could talk about them now. They help me stay in my flat.
I love Teddy so much. Yeah, welcome in, Damus.
If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them. And touch them and enslave
Yeah,
them.
Medi's a silly willy. She's got some stuff that I think, because I'm also a streamer, I can kind of relate to some of it. Like the feeling like I need to please and keep everybody happy. It's like something that I should do because they're spending their time on me, so I have to make sure what I do is quality enough or worth watching, you know. It can be, I put a lot of pressure on myself sometimes. So, you know, having the outside perspective of somebody else too is easy to label the statements as they come in from them. But sometimes I do that stuff too. Of course, I don't see you guys as blood bags, and I would never kill you guys. You hear that? You hear that? I would never ever kill you guys. Aren't I like a saint for saying that? Alright, that is control fallacy?
With all due respect,
Yeah.
miss, you're playing with sunshine here. Life is always gonna change. That's the one thing we can be sure of.
Yeah. Smiley
Your
face.
retreating from society is only gonna make it harder to face the changes ahead.
Such as when the machines arrived.
What machines are you talking about?
The ones in the factories. The ones who made me leave the bog. Did not like that very much.
Well, look, I didn't want to upset you. You're here to handle the world a little better, and that means being honest about what might happen. That makes sense?
Yes. Machines keep getting stronger.
Oh my god, she's ready for
should
the
be
robot
ready for them.
uprising. She's been preparing for this day.
All right. Well, let's keep talking.
They used to call me Calich Namona, the witch of the bogs. I like it that way. I like it when they think I'm a monster.
That's labeling.
Hold on a sec, Mitty. I get that there's safety in people thinking you're some kind of monster.
Industrial Revolution, its consequences on my bog. I know, give me back my bog.
But what I can't abide is you calling yourself one. Names have power. You know what they used to call me?
Fuzzy McWhiskers. Scaly Tail Sam. Ooh, Scurrying Sam.
None of those. I've never been called any of those in my life.
They called me Slaughtering Sam. And as you might imagine, I didn't earn many friends with that name.
That's not very cute at all.
No, it ain't. I didn't feel cute neither. I felt like an evil bastard. And that ain't a good feeling.
I didn't say I liked being a monster.
Aww.
Makes me feel safe.
I mean, I get
Well,
it.
let's find a way to help you feel safe without calling yourself a monster then, huh? But keep going.
What's up, Doc? Hi. What's up, Darian chat? Yeah.
If I want to be safe, I should show them what a monster I really am from the safety of my lair.
Should statement.
Well, why should you show them what a monster you are?
Got him.
So that they'll know to stay away, of course.
And is that the only way people will stay away?
It's the way I know. I used to put severed heads outside my cottage, but the policemen don't like that very much.
So what if I
Yeah,
said
hit 'em
you
with the
should protect
yeehaw.
yourself by putting severed heads outside your place again?
I'd say you should learn otherwise. The police can be very mean.
That's what I mean. Should doesn't allow a lot of wiggle room. It might seem like it's just words, but them words can lock us up tighter in a bank vault.
Oh my gosh. We're robbing banks now? Mean police. I know, the police won't even let us put severed heads on our own lawn, dude. And the HOA. The HOA gave me so much shit the last time.
But let's keep talking.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
That's either labeling or Nosferatu thinking. I'm gonna say it's Nosferatu thinking. No?
We
Oh, I
ancient
guess
vampires are very few.
is it labeling
I can
then?
tell you with some certainty that your client is very good at
Oh
hiding
shit, is it
her
control
capabilities,
fallacy?
Perhaps even from herself.
Might be control fallacy.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
No, oh, it is labeling. Damn it, I overthought. I overguessed myself.
I
It's
can
okay.
tell you with some certainty that your
Living alone is the life I know.
No?
ancient vampires are very
No?
few. I can tell you with some certainty that
Oh
Living
fuck.
alone is the life I
Fuck.
know, anyway.
This
Well,
one
I've
was a
known
tough
for
one.
millennia. I can't survive in
Um,
society now.
You know,
there we go.
you're
Disqualifying
what,
the
some
positive.
1800
She's
years
got a
old?
very
You're
complex
older than any
disqualifying the
government on Earth.
positives.
You
Trips
see the
me
world
up.
change in ways none of us could dream of. Hell, you basically won the internet, and I can barely open up my Vmail program. You're way more capable than you're giving yourself credit for.
I suppose that's true.
She's got a complex
But I'm not
mind.
very good with
Welcome to my
real-life
twisted
people.
mind.
Unless I'm eating them.
You're still disqualifying the positive by canceling out all them skills you
Also,
got.
hi, Viri. Welcome in.
You can use all that modern lingo I've barely even heard of. You dab fam?
Oh my god. This is even funnier knowing, like, how out of date that is.
That was ages ago.
See what I'm saying?
You dad fam.
You are very clever, sweetling. It is easy to forget how small and weak mortals are. The world is a big place full of things that might try to hurt me.
Well, before you face the world, why don't we start with your neighborhood?
Yeah, one step at a time.
Let's start slow. Take a walk around your block, 15 minutes a day. Just spend a little time outside looking at the moon.
I suppose if anyone tries to hurt me, I should be able to kill them or enslave them.
Yeah, hi there. So who are we saying down boy to this time? We're currently talking to a streamer. Meddy, she's a streamer and one of the oldest vampires. She keeps trying to call us her little mouse. and she wants us to scurry around and wear a mouse onesie for her. And we had to set a hard boundary, and we had to tell her no.
Very well, strange cowboy man. If anyone does kill me, I'll simply become a ghost. Then I can whisk myself up your bottom with a little ghost needle and poke at your guts.
I don't think it'll come to that. Just spend some time outside and see how you feel. And we'll
He
talk
said
again
you
in a
need
month.
to touch
Sound
grass, Meddy. Please return to the bog.
Very well. I suppose my followers outside must be eager to carry my coffin home. Promised I would eat them when we got there, so shouldn't keep them waiting.
Oh my god.
Farewell then, little mouse.
Hoo-wee.
Hoo-wee! That was tough work. I stumbled a couple of times, but we got it at the end.
Well done, my friend. You seem a little out of sorts. Are you quite all right?
She was something else.
Like so many of our kind, she simply struggles to adjust to a
Hooey.
constantly changing world. I think you will be of great help to her. She clearly likes you.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You are under my protection while you are here, sir. I guarantee no ghosts will travel up your posterior.
Oh, thank God. I was really worried about that one. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Okay, I'm good now.
You have done excellent work.
We don't have to worry about no
Please,
ghosts going up
relax
our butt.
downstairs.
That's a relief.
Someone will be here
I like the way
if
she
you
looks, very
The
pretty.
lights shall be
Yeah, her
controlled once
favorite
again.
games were what was it? It was a meme, but she plays Overwatch 2 and Genshin Impact. I was wondering if it would say anything. Let me shmee. Oh, I guess it's not done yet, so it hasn't updated yet.
Rest in peace, my friend.
Rest in peace. It would be funny if one of the therapist clients is a Ghostbuster.
I'm glad the kids here
Maybe.
aren't glued to their little TVs.
Oh, now it should be updated. Alright, now let's see. There we go. Meddy is feeling overwhelmed by her followers on social media and their demands. She relies on them for food and help dealing with mortals. Talks about mortals as if they're all the same. Spends a lot of time online. Creates a strong one-way attachment with her followers. Needs to get outside. Bad at boundaries. I think next time I should figure out why she's got such a simple view of mortals. Maybe she'd be better off if she didn't see them as ants. Yeah. There you go.
I wonder why that is. I'll bet Crimson knows.
Giddy up, little doggy.
I ain't heard that one in a while.
Truth is, I'm running out of cowboy terms. What can I get you?
First
handsome?
we're a mouse and now we're a dog.
How about a kind ear for my troubles?
You got a real old school way of seeing bartenders. But in this case, you're right. I am a good listener. Lay it on me.
I got this new client. It makes me feel old.
250-year-old man feels old, huh?
Yeah. But seriously, I thought I understood.
First
people.
modern lingo, then
She's from
cowboy
another time,
lingo.
huh?
Yeah, it never goes old,
I've
dude.
been around a long time, and I ain't seen nothing quite like this internet. But my client lives there.
And you think you can't help her because you don't understand the internet?
I mean, I did help her.
I reckon I can be of some aid. Just gotta figure out all this technology. My dial-up modem might not be up to today's standard.
This internet. Yeah. Oh my god, he has dial-up. I remember using dial-up when I was a kid.
Maybe you were right. You are ancient. But I'm glad you're feeling confident, cowboy. A vampire who can adapt is a mighty fine one.
Gosh.
Gosh.
Nobody understands the internet. I don't feel old yet, though. Still just glad to be alive, thanks to...
Oh, yeah?
I know you've been curious about why I've been drinking vampire blood. You don't have to pretend.
I mean, curious, but I don't have to hear the reason.
I've got a rare blood cancer. Andy's blood is what's keeping me alive.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm real sorry.
I didn't say I was dying. I said I had cancer. Stop making that face. I'm just glad I found Andy.
That's
I think I was quite
crazy.
ready to die.
So the vampire blood's basically like keeping her cancer from like taking over.
I, for one, am glad you're sticking around, Crimson.
Well, thank you kindly. So what'll it be, Sam? You ain't gonna dance?
No, I ain't gonna dance.
You don't want to floss, Sam?
You owe me that story one day, cowboy. Here, have a little something I whipped up for Andy.
Oh, is that rose hip tea? Looks like that's rose hips right there.
No garlic, right?
No garlic.
Why would you put garlic in the tea? Ew.
Mighty kind of you. Maybe I'll take a nightcap. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
Adios, muchacho.
Adios. I love
I think
dancing.
that's my last client for a while. My
Sometimes
caseload's big
I
enough.
indulge in a little
Starting
bit of
to get
dancing.
overwhelmed.
I used to do what they call the sprinkler, you know, back in high school. I had a very, very particular... I'm not good at dancing.
Maybe something from one of my books will inspire me. But then again, I could watch cartoons instead.
Let's read a poem.
I think I'll read a poem. I've got one I love. Carrot one, Walt Whit. I celebrate myself and sing myself. And what I assume, you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me, as good belongs to you.
What?
I loaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air. Born here of parents born here, from parents the same, and their parents the same. I, now 37 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping to cease not till death.
What?
Creeds and schools in abeyance. Retiring back a while, sufficed it what they are, but never forgotten. I harbor for good or bad. I permit to speak at every hazard. Nature without check, with original energy.
Oh.
Just a little reminder that I'm still human.
Just a little reminder.
I think that's enough action for one night. Time I got me some shut-eye. Good night, son.
Good night, son. That was a nice poem. I liked that poem. I don't think I've ever heard it before. But it had a lot of really sweet sentiments to it.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, did it update? Yeah, okay. I know the internet's been driving the mortals batty, but dang if it ain't affecting us vampires too. I got a new client that has half the world watching her play video games online. What's that all about? Next thing you know, they'll be making cinemas where you stand behind the screen and watch folks watching the movies. The world sure is a strange place. Andy says that's it for new clients, and I'm grateful for that. I've been feeling a little cooped up here in the city. I'm taking a weekend trip to the mountains and Harris. Gonna take the Autobahn. I'm past fear and death anyway.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, it was a nice poem. I liked it.
Overwhelmed, but guess I kind of have a lot going on these days.
Indeed you do. The mind is an easy place to get lost in, is it not?
True. I got lots of mazes and paths intertwined and winding in my mind.
You ain't kidding. Keeping all them cognitive distortions in my head and sorting through all my clients' problems ain't easy.
We are not machines, Samuel. I believe you will find that you can never handle everything at once. There is a term the mortals use these days, multitasking. It's a kind of meta-control fallacy. Even we must handle thoughts one at a time.
Oh, no such thing as true multitasking.
I guess. I just hope I can concentrate on my own therapy with all this stuff bouncing around in my noggin.
In my noggin.
I do not expect you to be an exception to the rule, my dear fellow. Let us see whether we can clear your head. I would like to introduce you to a ritual I have learned for stilling the mind.
We're gonna do some meditation.
This some kind of ancient vampire secret? Something the old ones gave you that's been lost to time? Something mortals could never imagine?
No.
No, it's just meditation.
Yeah, it's meditation.
Oh,
That does not make the technique any less valuable. Now then, close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
I will guide you through this process.
Okay.
Think of a place that brings you comfort. Where is
My
it?
bed. My bed.
I'd have to say the woods. I always liked being in nature.
My bed.
Then imagine the woods.
With my blankies and
And
my
let your
stuffed
thoughts
animals.
come to you. Be attuned to your body. Breathe, and you will be able to address your thoughts and clear your mind.
My heated banky. My cool pillow. All my stuffed animals. I want to go back to sleep.
Now close your eyes and begin.
Focus, Sam, focus. I miss my princess. I didn't cut out for this therapy thing. Andy sure is a tall glass of water. True. First breathe in and press hold. Watch. And let out. Let go. I kind of miss farting. And then watch as the breathing slows down your thoughts. Last, a clear thought. Hover over it.
I ain't cut out for this therapy thing. And it sure is a tall glass of water. I miss my princess. I kinda miss farting.
Oh my god.
Focus, Sam, focus. Who's got a pretty mane? Wonder what's on Batflix. Should I hook up with Reinhardt? I'm so bad at meditating.
We can do it, we can do it. Whoa. I don't know if it's working or not. I think it is. This is very stressful for a meditation game. I'm trying to keep track of everything. Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Am I doing it? I don't know. I think I'm doing it. I'm supposed to like hover over it or something. It's nice to see the lungs moving. Alright. Come on, Sam. Get them out of there. Guess I didn't go all the way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now go away, thoughts. Breathe in. Breathe out. This is way more stressful than when I meditate. God damn. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Make them go away. Breathe in.
I like blood from San Antonio, not New York City.
Oh, you have to like
Relax, ain't
hold
no
it.
vampire
Hold
hunters
it.
Here. Who's my favorite horse? Is it you?
Okay, okay. You have to like hold it over it. You can't just hover over it. I'm figuring it out finally. It's on Batflix.
How are you feeling now?
Whew. That was stressful, dude. That was so exhausting.
Yeah. All right. Fine, really.
Freakatron.
Feel like thoughts.
Thank you for the follow, Freakatron. Yeah, hover was a non-specific word. Yeah. Because I thought you just had to, you know, just briefly. I didn't realize you had to hold it. You had to hover and hold it. But welcome in, Freakatron 9000.
What sorts of things came up for you?
Well, I thought about my clients. I thought about all them cognitive distortions.
Do I push it a
Horse came
button?
up a lot.
What button are you trying to push her?
Your horse?
Yeah, Princess. She was my horse back when I was alive. I still think about her every day. I can't really stop.
Yeah, we love our horse.
I understand. I have bonded with many horses in my own life.
Oh, the cat
It
ears? I
sounds
mean, you
as though the
could.
loss of Princess was
It's up to you. It's your
particularly fraught.
points. The button is merely there. The cat ears are up to your whims.
Yeah,
Would you like to start there?
not sure I'd like it. But seeing as it's come up, maybe we should talk about what happened to her. It's got a lot to do with my old gang.
Did your old gang kill your horse? I'll kill them. I'll re-kill them. They're already dead. They're vampires. I'll re-kill them if they hurt your horse.
I mentioned them before. Well, the Mystic Bastards was their name. They were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose, and I had nothing to lose.
That sounds like some Nosferatu thinking, my friend.
Oh, I can see that now. But it turned out I still did have something to lose. And they took that from me to prove my loyalty.
Accidentally pushes the big button and crashes the stream. No.
They took my princess. killed her in cold blood.
Oh my
And
god!
watched the whole thing. They made sure she saw me too.
I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them for you again. How could they do that to your horsey?
Oh, Samuel, I'm so sorry.
I just stood there, watching her dying, with them big eyes looking at me like she knew I betrayed her. They knew what it would take to break me, and it's my fault for letting them do it.
But Samuel, these mystic bastards. It sounds
That's
as though
fucked
these loyalty tests
up.
were a cruel, mechanical part of their indoctrination process.
Sam is 1000% entitled to a crash out, yeah, for
These are
sure.
the actions of a cult. They had no special care for you or your princess.
Well, it sure as shit worked. They knew where to hit me, and it's my fault for letting it happen.
It's not your fault.
What they did, Samuel, had little to do with you personally. You were vulnerable, and they took advantage. This is what cults do.
It's true. Cults are very good at targeting people, and a lot of people don't even realize that how vulnerable they can be in those kinds of situations, right? There's a lot of people who say, "Oh, I would never fall for a cult." But it doesn't start out like that. Most of the time, they start out looking like just really genuine safe spaces. You know, they start off by saying, "Look, here's a collective of people who are going through the same thing as you, and you know, isn't it nice to have a community?" And then they slowly ease you into it. You know, it's if they brought out the fucking Kool-Aid on the first meeting, you would be leaving, right? That's like the level 10 shit. When you're level 1, that's not happening at level 1. Level 1, it looks like a completely normal, completely safe, everyday place for a like-minded individuals. Level 2, you start to get, you know, a little bit deeper. Then level 3, then level 4, level 5, and the next thing you know, you're at level 10, right? Then you're in the cult. But it doesn't start off that way, and I feel like a lot of people have the misconceptions. When you think that you cannot be, you would never, you know, be tricked into joining a cult, I feel like that makes you more vulnerable. I think that makes you much more likely to actually fall for it, you know?
But Samuel, you are exhibiting a cognitive distortion known as personalization. You are attributing the mystic bastard's actions entirely to your own supposed failings. While it is natural to grieve for your horse, holding yourself solely responsible is neither fair nor accurate.
Hold on a sec, my head's hurting. I can't hold on to all them distortions all the time. Ain't personalization a lot like a control fallacy?
Well, I gotta look at this, yeah. Often we assume things happen because of us. Heck, they often do. That's why we get tempted by personalization, wrongly linking external events to ourselves in cases where realistically there ain't no definite link. Sometimes people actually are out to get us, or we do cause events, but sometimes we're doing some personalization. Example, the Vampire Country Club doesn't allow cowboy hats. They made that rule just to discriminate against me. The cattle got spooked and ran off. They must have been scared of my face, not the thunderstorm. Vampire found my lair. Something about me must have screamed, "Target me." Oh my gosh.
An astute observation, Samuel. Personalizations are often a form of control fallacy. While control fallacies often manifest as a belief that you have more control over external events than is actually the case, personalization is a more specific tendency to believe that external events are reactions to you.
Reactions to you.
But let us leave control fallacies out of the picture for now. You are correct that keeping all distortions in mind at once is unrealistic. I would not interrupt your thoughts if I did not think personalization important. You are shouldering the blame for Princess's death. I can see that.
I'm sure Princess understands. She sees you become a better vampire.
Well, if it ain't my fault, who else's is it?
The mystic bastards, of course. Let me put it into perspective for you. I will make a series of statements, and you help me identify the personalization distortion.
I got
I
this.
overslept in my coffin because I forgot to set my alarm.
No.
I beat Crimson's neck last night and missed the vein because I was distracted. It was entirely my fault.
I mean, isn't that?
Batflix raised my subscription price again because they knew I would pay no matter what.
That's
That's the
personalization.
personalization. Batflix
The
has
mystic
no earthly clue
bastards
who you are.
are to
They
bear
just raise their
responsibility,
subscription
not
prices
Sam.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Just as your gang planned to isolate members from their former lives, Do you see the connection?
I guess so. I was just too stupid to see it at the time.
Ah, calling yourself stupid
Is
what this-
labeling.
Yeah, it's labeling. But I should have known anyway. I knew that crew was bad news. I just thought I was bad news too.
You should have known. That's another distortion of-
All right, fine. Should statement, whatever. So what the hell am I supposed to do, Andy? Say nothing's ever my fault and I don't gotta know nothing? I was responsible for getting that beautiful horse killed. She trusted me, and if I'd been someone else, she wouldn't have had to die in that awful way.
No.
I am not asking you to lie to yourself. Far from it. And I am not suggesting that you absolve yourself of all responsibility. But what would you say if a friend came to you with the same story? Would you tell them what they should have done? Would you call them stupid? You said yourself that you joined your gang.
Yeah, it's a
because
lot
they were the
easier
gang
to be
join if You
rougher
have nothing to lose. I do not
when
think
it
this is a
comes to
circumstance
yourself.
most people choose.
Yeah, I suppose.
Remember, Samuel, we are trying to reframe our thinking by clarifying these distortions. I know it may feel as though I am picking on you, but I am not. Let us forget what you should have done to make room for a different distortion. You are drawing a direct link from your emotion to the death of your horse. This is a distortion called emotional reasoning.
Let's read about emotional reasoning. Emotional reasoning is when we act like our feelings represent reality. But no matter how unhappy we are, feelings alone don't define the world. I asked Andy, ain't everything emotional reasoning? He said no. Emotional reasoning specifically when we project our feelings onto the world. The world can feel like garbage when I feel like garbage, but that don't make it reality. Examples. I get the shivers walking in the ghost town, so it's gotta be haunted. I feel uncomfortable around them young vampires. They must be up to no good. And this horse trader feels trustworthy, so he must be. Let's do the deal. Good to know, good to know.
I understand the guilt you feel, Samuel, but your guilt does not act on its own.
Emotions make humans human, but control over them lets reason have a place in shaping how they view and understand the world. Yeah, and I think emotions for the most part are very helpful, but when you let them control every action you take, then it's not as helpful.
This terrible thing, it did happen. And some choices you made undoubtedly created the circumstances for it to occur. You are not blameless, but let us restrict your blame to what you have actually done.
I'm sorry. I get awful worked up when talking about my princess. You should have seen her, Andy. She had these eyes. She looked right into my tainted soul and still loved me.
Aww.
I understand, Samuel. We feel tremendous guilt when we fail an animal. When we look at reality, it is not to dismiss our burdens, but to process them fairly.
Yeah, he loved his princess.
I would like you to
Also,
understand
hi,
emotional
Gato.
reasoning so you can see how emotions color our thoughts. Please listen and call me out when I am using emotional reasoning.
I got
I
you.
feel anxious. Perhaps it is the garlic naan I smell from the Indian restaurant next door.
No.
The mood in my club is somber tonight. I am sure it is a reflection of my own dark mood.
Nothing at that one.
That's the emotional
Yeah.
reasoning right there. I don't think them folk in the club know too much about how you're feeling.
Exactly. Our emotions can feel all-encompassing, and that is purely
We're
biological.
nailing it.
We are animals, Samuel. There is a small cluster of brain tissue at the base of the cranium that tells us we are safe or that we are about to die.
The medulla oblongata. Isn't that what it's called? It's called the medulla oblongata.
The complexity of our existence is at odds with our biology. But
It's like our
we
most
have the
primal
logic to
part of our
recognize it.
brain.
Well, if reincarnation's a thing, I think I'd rather...
Why
go
is
back
it
to the horse.
oblong? I don't know. I took a Psych 101 class, and that's all I remember.
It is indeed a boon and a curse to have human complexity of thought.
No kidding. If I were a horse, I'd know better than to join any cowboy gang, let alone the Mystic Bastards. I'd be happy with a bag of oats and a field to run around in.
How did you end up with the Mystic Bastards in the first place?
Well, like I said, I didn't have much choice. Nobody would have taken me in at that point, except a hangman, maybe. I wasn't a vampire yet, so hanging didn't sound too appealing. The last job I did got my brother killed. And after that, my wife left with my daughter, and I
Oh my
never saw
god, he
her
had a
again.
wife and a kid?
Can't say I blame her.
I didn't know he had a wife and a kid.
I didn't have nobody. Ain't no surprise that a vampire gang would be the only people to take me in.
Aha, so that is how you turned.
Yes, sir. It wasn't pleasant. Not the candlelight and writhing body sort of affair you see in mortal vampire stories.
That is terrible, Samuel. The turning is never easy. How did they find you?
That job that got my brother killed, we partnered up with one of them mystic bastards for it. He knew where to find me.
If you see my model wig out, it's because I'm drinking my coffee. The primal brain, also known as the reptilian brain or hindbrain, is the part of the brain that controls basic survival functions. It's responsible for instinct, drive, and survival. I think the word I'm looking for is the basal ganglia. The amygdala. Oh, that's the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of the amygdala. Sorry, all my brain parts got confused in my brain. I was thinking of the amygdala. Yeah. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of. I was confusing it. It's been years since I took that psych class, so.
And he knew you were vulnerable and that you had no place to go.
I've thought about that. Were they setting me up all along? Maybe. But whether they were or not, I really didn't have any place to go. I know when them wanted dead or alive posters go up, folk find dead easier and more fun. People saw me as outlaw scum when I was a kid, and there was no way they were going to be kinder knowing I was in a gang.
No.
You know this for a fact. You are certain that no one would have any pity on you at all. That your only recourse was to join your gang.
I guess I don't actually know that no one but the bastards would have taken me in.
So
Sounds
hi,
like a cognitive distortion, huh?
I think you see the patterns now. It may seem like pedantry, and perhaps it is, but pedantry is the search for ultimate truth.
Yeah, you have to pretend your brain is Ace Attorney and is on the witness stand, and you're forcing it to present evidence to prove, the truth. Hi, Dad. How go vampires? It's going pretty good. I got a little bit called out earlier because there was a streamer vampire.
Spoken like a true pedant.
It comes with being terrifyingly old. You discovered the cognitive distortion before I could point it out to you. It is a cognitive distortion similar to Nosferatu thinking. So let us put that particular distortion out of our minds for now. Yes, things were grim for you, but your experiences caused you to assume that there were none who would favor you with a kind eye. You were exhibiting the cognitive distortion of overgeneralization, the idea that no mortal could accept you.
Overgeneralization. Overgeneralization is when we take one or two experiences and assume future experiences will always be the same. Mortals overgeneralize when they think all vampires date high schoolers based on that one vampire book they read. We know that from experience, but it's a distortion to think that our experiences represent a pattern or the whole of something. Example. Every time I play poker, I lose. I'll never win at this game. Transylvanians sure are creepy. And I knew a man who smoked a pack a day and died at the age of 96. I reckon tobacco's fine. God, I fucking hate seeing those. Where it's like, clearly alcohol and Diet Coke and cigarettes are perfectly safe because this one lady lived to be like 103 and that's all her diet consisted of. It's like, okay, well, some people are just built different. That's not saying that those things are healthy. Some people are just built different.
This clouded truth made you vulnerable to the mystic bastard's approach.
Damn. Maybe we went wrong, huh? I should have joined the Foreign Legion or something. Dang it, should statement.
Your mind is not a cognitive distortion shooting gallery, Samuel. Cut yourself some slack. All we seek is recognition of our distortions, not perfection and not punishment. Let us test your ability to recognize overgeneralization. Then I believe we will have covered enough for tonight. Allow me to begin.
I got this. I'm gonna nail this.
Elder vampires are insufferable. They all think they know everything.
That's
Wait,
overgeneralization.
ain't you an elder vampire? You don't seem like much of a know-it-all.
That's right, Samuel. Though in all honesty, I used to be quite insufferable myself. I aspire to be more patient these days.
Critical thinking in action. Hell yeah, brother. I'm shooting down these fallacies like my life depends on it.
It seems to me that being a werewolf is pretty rough. like this.
Overgeneralization.
That seems like an overgeneralization, Andy. I ain't sure any of them ever
I
sounded
love
like that.
this guy. I love those puns.
Pretty sure they all sound American these days anyway from watching bat flicks all the time.
Correct, Samuel. I apologize for the offensive accent. It was employed only to prove a point.
Oh my god, that reminds me, dude. I remember saying like this whole thing where like a bunch of American kids were like growing up with British accents because they only watched like Peppa Pig growing up. So there was like a bunch of kids who were born and raised in America, but they had like a fucking British accent because all they watched was Peppa Pig, dude. I remember seeing that. It's so fucking funny, but also like incredibly fucking sad, dude.
Well done, Samuel. Your ability to identify cognitive distortions continues to impress. But let us bring things back to you. I do not ask you to absolve yourself of the things you have done. You did not have the tools to be mindful of the thought patterns that made you vulnerable to the mystic bastards. I have seen mindfulness take root in you, though, Samuel. I hope this session has been helpful to you.
Yeah, I'm still sad and still regretful about Princess. I think I'll always be. My not being mindful is what killed her. Every time I think about it, I just know I'm a terrible person who messes everything up. But I think the awareness helps.
It does. Then please tell me what cognitive
Now it's
distortion you
labeling.
just exemplified. Was it emotional reasoning, overgeneralization, or personalization?
Oh fuck. I think there's all of them. I'm gonna say it's all of them.
I guess it was kind of all of them.
Masterful deduction. Samuel. Your sense of self-awareness is most impressive. Remember, cognitive distortions are not a cudgel to beat yourself with.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. If we're spouting cognitive distortions all the time, ain't my clients gonna be mad at my constantly interrupting them?
You continue to impress. Yes, we cannot bully our clients with distortions. Thus, I find it is best to clear our minds and focus on a few during each session. Keeping endless distortions in mind is not easy for a therapist either, after all. I think we have done excellent work tonight.
Yeah,
And
we're
certainly
growing,
built
we're
up a thirst.
learning, we're
All this
evolving.
evening was,
Drinking booze ain't exactly compatible with our biology, Andy.
by Scotch, I mean Scottish blood. It's iron-rich and
Oh my
quite
gosh.
delicious. I aged it in whiskey barrels.
Recognizing those distortions and fallacies helps us form counters to them. Yeah, when you recognize, what you're doing, it makes it a lot easier to, fix it.
That sounds pretty nice.
If you don't know
might
what
just do that
mistakes you're
and call it an
making,
early
how are you
night.
going to correct them later?
As you wish, Samuel. Rest well, and do not lasso yourself so tightly, as you say. You are deserving of love, especially from yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
I'm just gonna leave before I get more embarrassed.
Very well, Samuel. Rest in peace, my friend.
You speak between.
Samuel, greetings. You are seeing Dr. Drain again tonight, yes?
Oh. Ain't nothing more to reading. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let me look through his case file. There we go. Drain is addicted to plasma that makes him black out and do things he dislikes doing. He likes a logical approach. He doesn't sleep. Irritable, maybe because he's not sleeping. Loves should statements and maybe a fair amount of disqualifying the positive. He's obsessed with work. Doesn't seem to like vampires. Okay. Okay. We've refreshed our memory on Dr. Drain.
That's right. I'm keen to see how he's getting on. That fella's got himself wrapped up real tight.
Do not expect too much change too quickly. It takes a while for thoughts to internalize, even when we know the truth of them logically. It took me only 2,800 years or so to internalize what I needed.
I don't think the doc's gonna be too keen to wait that long.
I do not think he will have to. Unlike myself, he has you to guide him.
No, shucks, Andy.
Oh gosh, I barely know what I'm doing, boss. I'm not sure I can keep track of all these new distortions I know about.
I do not expect you to. We humans are distortion machines, my friend.
Yeah, my body is a machine that turns internalized guilt into distortions.
But let us ensure we address Dr. Drain's core distortion. You know what it is, don't you?
It's Should statements or disqualifying the positive? I think it's should statements. He does a lot of should statements because he thinks he's not doing enough. And because of that, then he ends up disqualifying the positives. I think it's should statements.
That fella's a should statement machine, I'll tell you what.
That's right. We can be certain he will carry this distortion with him. But I would like you to pick the rest to keep in mind, Samuel. Up until this point, you have addressed client distortions in small clusters. But now that you are aware of more cognitive distortions, you will notice them everywhere. We must not use cognitive distortions as weapons to beat our clients with. So pick 4 more to keep in mind during your session.
But what do I do if I detect he's showing the distortions I'm putting aside?
You do not need to address all of them, my friend.
Yeah, just the main ones.
You will not catch every distortion, and if you did, I believe your clients would find you irritating. I do not alert you to half of your cognitive distortions.
Yeah, I noticed them though.
We know that Dr. Drain will exhibit should statements.
Gradual
What
process,
else
bit
do you
by
think he
bit.
will come to this session with?
Disqualifying the positive for sure. 100%. Probably some overgeneralization, some control fallacy, and then maybe some emotional reasoning. I'm gonna say those. I feel like that's probably the best for him.
I think I've got what I need now.
Very good, Samuel. I will leave you to it. Have confidence. It is well earned.
I guess I just gotta believe you. All right, Andy, I'll do my best.
Yeah, we got this. We're gonna
I will
crush
see
it.
you after
Hell
your
yeah.
session.
I think I'm ready. And here comes the man himself. Dr. Drain. Good
Hi,
to see you
Dr.
again.
Drain.
Yes, well, I wish I could say the same. I have not had the most productive month. Back on this productive wagon, huh? Last time we were talking about all them should statements. Yes, exactly. And what a waste of time that was. I took what we spoke about to heart, you know, like a fool.
What's wrong with that?
But the should statements, as you so tritely put them, were the only thing holding me together. You ignored the addiction problem I came to you with. Nay, worse, you told me it was fine. And oh, how eager I was to test that theory. I have partaken of my awful plasma almost every night. I am more monster than man now. Sounds to me like we could be having a fruitful conversation about moderation. I have a better idea. Seeing as you do not understand the gravity of the situation, I will make you understand.
I'm listening.
This is the plasma I've spoken of. Pure vampiric essence. I will show you how should statements are the remnants of our humanity. We should not be so quick to cast them away.
That's... Emotional reasoning? Or is that control fallacy? I think that's emotional reasoning. Using... Yeah, because I had to pick something. Or I guess that is a should statement, isn't it? It's got should in it. We should not be so quick to cast them away.
I agree with you that should statements are human, but that
Got
doesn't
it.
make them universal. That's the point I'm trying to make. There's lots of ways to live, Doc. That is exactly the problem, Sam. We don't live. And this is the result most dire. Witness the wages of our sin. Now hold on a sec, Doc. The time for caution is over. Goodbye, Sam.
Oh my god.
What in hell?
Oh my god. Look at him.
Does it
Lord
feel
Lourdes.
to be alive? And who are you, darling?
Oh my god, he's flirting.
I'm Sam. I'm your therapist, Doc. You know that. My therapist. Oh, how wonderful.
Damn, we got the Mr. Hyde now.
Pathetic. A vampire therapist. Oh, what a sad, pathetic waste you are, Dr. Drain. Allow me to introduce myself, then. I am Lord Lyridus, and unlike that sad sack of quivering shit you've been talking to, I am a vampire. I kill, I drink, I fuck, and I'm dead sexy.
I mean, he's just spitting facts at this point. Comment on his lack of glasses?
Weren't you wearing glasses before? I don't need glasses. Reading is what people do when they can't find anyone to fuck.
Oh my
which is not a
God.
problem I face. Oh, you're missing out, fella. I got into reading after I died, and there's whole worlds to discover in books.
Yeah, very carnal. Yeah, he's very
So
carnal.
fucking boring. There's a whole world to discover up my ass as well. Well, you don't have to be so crass. Yes, I see it in your eyes. You're afraid, aren't you, American?
Why do they always say
Puritan
American
blood
like it's
chills at the sight of me.
derogatory, okay? It's not derogatory to be American. I mean, I guess now it is, considering everything that's going down in our fucking government right now, but I'm not getting into that. Your Puritan blood chills at the sight of me.
Maybe I'll warm it up before I drain it from you and turn you into a husk with a stupid hat. I wouldn't try it. I'm not you, though, am I? And I am always hungry.
Bonk.
I suggest you stay right
Ho,
where you are.
ho, ho. Pull out the fucking gun, baby. He said no.
A vampire with a gun? Oh, how our kind have fallen. What are you going to do, cowboy? Kill me? Nope, but I can make sure the next few months ain't fun for you. Oh, how very kind of you to care about me, darling. It'll be our dear Dr. Drain who suffers. But I need the little worm for now, so I suppose I'll let you live.
Well, that's awfully kind of you.
Mighty kind of you. You just settle on down and we're gonna have a chat. Ugh, talking. We are animals. We are not meant for
Yeah.
talking.
I mean, he made a name for himself back then. You know he's got that quick draw, and he's got them vampire reflexes now. And, like, a solid 100 years of practice under his belt.
At least give me something to drink. I can rely on your piteous human blood to do me that kindness, yes?
Are you stupid? I'm not human.
All right, but I'm watching you, hombre. Look all you like. The show is free. This is better than the swill I usually prefer. I'm more of a quantity over quality sort of creature. Yeah, I know your kind. I used to be a lot like you.
Damn, he's spitting facts to him. Let's go.
And I suppose now you are just as repressed as the sad creature that exerts control over this luscious body of mine.
Not at all.
I'm more free than I've ever been, but don't you worry about me. Let's talk about you. You're going to psychoanalyze me. I live according to my nature. You might as well interview a lion.
Because lions are community creatures. They care about their whole group, you know? The lions don't just live only for themselves. They live for the whole group.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm sure you are the way you are for a reason. You're not wrong about that. You know the answer already. Dr. Drain needs me. I am what is missing in his unlife. I am his hidden strength. I am his true essence. He is nothing without me, which he already realizes.
That's a control fallacy. No?
Lord Lourdes seems to believe Dr. Drain is a completely insignificant part of his existence.
Oh, I guess that's
I am his
disqualifying the
hidden strength.
positive
I am his true
or
essence.
emotional
He is
reasoning.
nothing without. You're forgetting something. A lot of who you are is because of Dr. Drain. You know that fella denies himself a lot, and you do all them things he refrains from. Besides, didn't he make that plasma you sprung from? Do you know? You're absolutely correct. Very well. I'll give the little twerp his credit. He did bring me into existence, and what a wonderful existence it is.
And who you think is funding it? He's the one with the doctor. He's the one with the job.
Were you aware that vampires possess absolutely no gag reflex? I can prove it.
No, thank you.
I don't mess with my clients. But I'm not your client. That little rat man in tweed is. Of course he would deny himself the pleasure. You hear him talk about what he should do, but the sad creature cannot do those things. He should give in to me, and thanks to you, he has begun to.
He's got a lot of stuff to work on. Oh my goodness. He cannot do those things. He should give. This is a should statement. He should give in to me.
Come on now, you're really countering
Yeah,
his shoulds
yeah.
with your shoulds? I think that proves there ain't no such thing as a should everyone agrees on. But my shoulds are so much more entertaining.
But my
They're
shoulds are
written
better.
Hundreds of years of pathetic existence. Well, that don't make a damn bit of difference. I bet there are vampires
I'm almost
a
done
hell
with
of a
my
lot more
coffee.
depraved than you who think you should be doing things differently. Really? Oh, you must introduce me. If there are holes I don't know about, I should very much like to know where they are.
Have you ever heard of hentai? Lord Luridus? There's some crazy ass hentai dude out there. I feel like that shit would awaken something in you. the tags I've seen.
How old are you anyway? Dr. Drain's been summoning me for 14 years now. Oh, things are starting to make a lot more sense. You certainly sound like a 14-year-old. The transformation has already begun. I will subsume him. His body and his mind will belong to me completely, and Dr. Drain will cease to be.
Control fallacy? Overgeneralization? There's one of these three. These three are kind of similar. But I don't think it's emotional reasoning. Maybe it's overgeneralization? No?
Lord Luridus seems quite sure that he will suppress all of Dr. Drain. Is this really possible?
Okay, so it's a control fallacy.
You're awful confident about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But I got bad news for you.
That was
You
helpful.
don't control Dr. Drain. He controls you. Oh, darling. The little doctor controls nothing at all, least of all himself. Make no mistake.
Okay, I
he
finished my
shall be
coffee.
mine. Oh, yeah? And how do you know that? I know the little wretch far better than you do. He hasn't changed in centuries.
He has, actually. That's why he's in therapy right meow.
Was he in therapy then? No. Only in the modern age do we make do with such delusional exercises. So not everything he does is predictable. I don't think you got a good reason to be so confident.
Hell yeah, tell it like it is, Sam. He shall be mine. Just kiss yourself already. I know, dude.
Are you trying to fill my head with doubts? Do you even think that such a thing is possible? There is no such thing as doubt for beings such as we. We live or we die. That's all. And I will live.
Damn, that's crazy.
I notice a funny way you and Dr. Drain talk about each other, as though you're totally different people. You really think that's true? Have you spoken with our pathetic little doctor? You know, he doesn't drink real blood. That's why he's so weak. Hold on, how's he even alive if he's not drinking blood?
Because you're drinking blood.
Oh, the little ball of shame didn't tell you. He's not even a vampire. He drinks that synthetic trash he produces instead of real blood.
That would be emotional reasoning? No?
Lord Luridus seems keen to diminish Dr. Drain, but is his assessment fair or logical?
Is that not... Or is it overgeneralization?
Oh, the little ball of shame didn't
Is it
tell you.
overgeneralization? I thought it would be emotional reasoning.
Vampire. He drinks that synthetic trash he produces instead of real blood.
No?
Lord Luridus seems keen to diminish Dr. Drain.
Is it
Oh,
not?
the little ball of shame didn't
What
tell
the
you.
fuck?
He's
Oh,
not
is it
even a
disqualifying?
vampire.
I guess
You can't
so.
just discount everything about Dr. Drain just because he doesn't drink
Okay,
fresh blood.
okay.
The guy's managed to live.
I mean, we're
for
gonna get it
30 years.
eventually.
He's gotta be
Process of elimination at this point. A guy managed to live for 430 years. He's gotta be doing something, right?
Besides, let's say you get your wish and everyone just becomes vampire food. Where are you gonna get blood when everyone's dead? Well, you raise a valid point. Perhaps I'll start a mortal farm. Yes, that's it. They'll walk on all fours and be completely naked at all times.
Dude, you would love hentai. You would love hentai. Dude, you just need to get him like a fucking nhentai.net account, you know? And let him go ham, dude. And then he'll learn the beauty of reading. Because, I mean, it's, you know, you get there, you start it first, right? You read the dojins. Because it's mostly pictures, and you start getting into the other stuff, you know? I'm saying, this could be the bridge we need to get him into other reading, you know? He would be mad if he couldn't. Nah, it's fine.
I'll milk them each day and raise stud mortals. Oh, this has possibilities.
Learning
Thank
anatomy,
you,
cool
darling.
way.
Patience can come from
Yeah.
such unlikely
Mortal
places.
farms can be compared to any other animal farm. Yeah. Well, it's also like, I mean, human farm is like a kink in in hentai. That's why I was like, he would love that shit. He'll take fucking inspiration from it.
Why so shy, darling? You must have more experience than the dear doctor. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a 400-year-old virgin. If it weren't for me, his cock would have shriveled up like a raisin.
I don't think that's how dicks work. I mean, I'm no expert.
I think I'm gonna surprise you, Lord, whatever you're calling yourself. But I think you're right. Dr. Drain does need you. But like it or not, you need him too.
Hell
How
yeah.
very bloody dare you? What possible use could I have for a little turd like him? I am an animal. Pure and perfect.
Animals
I don't care what
are
anyone thinks of me.
pure or perfect.
Vampires ain't animals, not even the worst of us. The moment we learned to talk and reason, living like beasts was out the window.
Yeah, there's nothing perfect about
What a
that.
strange creature you are. You dress like a buffoon, but speak like a philosopher.
I don't dress like a buffoon, I dress like a cowboy. I wanna be a cowboy, baby.
The buffoon is the more admirable. of
Oh
the two.
yeah, I mean,
At least he's
Lord
honest.
Lourdes is only 14 years old, so he acts like an edgy teenager.
You and Dr. Drain
He acts like an edgy
lie
teenager who's
and
discovered
lie to justify
there's
your
no
existence.
real meaning of life.
It's
He's in his
ridiculous to
nihilistic
suggest that
period
I
of his
need him.
life.
What could I possibly need?
Dude,
him
we
for?
should show him Linkin Park, dude. That would change his mind. That would fix him. I think if you listen to the Linkin Park Meteor album, that would fix him. It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, the time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out. He would love Linkin Park, dude. Holy shit.
When I tire, I sleep. When I lust, I fuck. When I thirst, I kill. As it should be.
As it should be.
There it is again. That simple
Slice.
thinking and them shoulds that are only yours. Come the hell on. You think we vampires should
Yeah, I
just go on
yoinked that so
autopilot?
fast.
Fuck, sleep, kill, repeat? Well, naturally, we should ensure that those things are fun. Otherwise, what's the point in doing them? That's it right there. I agree with you entirely. About time. I'll remove my clothing then. Or perhaps I'll remove yours.
No.
Not so fast.
No.
If we're doing these things because they're fun, well, everybody's got their own idea of fun. That's our human experience at work. Like me, for instance. I'm more of a high intimacy kind of lover. Oh, boff. You managed to make even delightful things seem so heinous.
Oh my god. He's like, I like having an emotional connection with my partner. That's why the only person I ever fucked was my wife. And you know what? I can respect that, Sam.
I'm only speaking the truth. What makes you so damn sure you know what being a vampire is anyway? Why do you think you've got it all figured out? Lie to yourself all you like, darling. We're all alike. I know what you crave.
That's overgeneralization.
There's loads of us vampires.
Sam
out
is
there, all with
wholesome.
different
Yeah,
experiences.
he's grown a
You really
lot
think
as a
we're all the same?
person.
We are animals, darling. Like all depraved animals, we exist to ensure we continue to exist. If we do not, we embrace
It
oblivion.
really is like talking to a fucking 14-year-old. This is
That's a heck of a jump. We ain't powerless against our baser instincts, far from it. We can be better people. We can live in harmony with others. It is utterly pointless to fight our natures. Oh, that poor mortal had a family. Who gives a damn? I'm thirsty. That poor mortal must consume in order to live, and so must I. He simply pretends not to enjoy it. I don't need to do any such thing. I love to kill. I love the taste of blood. Why would I love it if it weren't the only way to live?
is that emotional reasoning?
Okay, what you're
Yeah.
doing there is interpreting reality based on how you feel. Well, that's emotional reasoning.
Yeah, facts don't care about your feelings, Lourdes.
You think because you love killing, killing is the only way to live. If you had a clear head, maybe you'd be able to see that ain't true. Oh, why, darling, if you wish to see me pleasure myself, all you had to do was ask.
That is not what I said. Are you even listening to me?
That ain't what I'm saying, and you know it. I get all the blood I need without having to kill folks. Point is, you're gonna get real fucking bored if you don't find a reason to do what you're doing. Do you think I need a purpose? That's a mortal concern. I don't need a fucking legacy. I need blood. The only thing I should do is what I was made to do.
Should.
Just as bad
Got
as Dr.
him.
Dre with all his should
Slice.
statements. He keeps talking about what
Him
you
with that.
shouldn't do, and you keep talking about what you should do.
Yeah,
Both
call
so
him
damn
out.
sure of yourselves. You're so damn sure blood is all you need. Oh, did I forget to mention all the fucking? No, but hombre, you live forever. Food and sex is enough for animals. They got short lives. They get threatened and they die real quick. I know a lot of vampires who live like animals, and every single one of them is lost. Like him or not, Dr. Drain is your reason for living. Hell, if he didn't make this plasma stuff, you'd still be buried deep somewhere in his head. Fuck you. Dr. Drain.
You
is a
can't
pathetic
destroy
little
him
liar,
without
and I
destroying
will
yourself.
Destroy him. That's what he wants. Then I'll come for you. If you're gonna kill me, you better be
Let's go, Sam. Fuck him up. Get his ass, Sam.
You wanna try your luck, compadre?
Yeah.
No need. I do thirst, though, and I smell something downstairs. I smell mortals and
How do you smell a
oh,
virgin?
how delicious.
What does a virgin
You
smell
better lay down on me,
like?
cowboy.
McDonald's ice cream is not worth a felony.
You can drink what's in that bottle till Dr. Drain comes back. I ain't letting the likes of you near them people. At least you're aware enough to know that I am
Usually I just
a
lean down and
ravenous
take a
beast.
whiff. Oh my god, what a what do virgins smell like?
And beast that I am, I must kill.
You will do no such thing to my mortals. Restrain yourself.
Oh, now who is this beautiful morsel?
I am far older than any blood you have ever tasted, whelp. Do not dare to think you can overpower me.
Don't threaten me with a good time, daddy.
Oh my
I
god.
will keep this poor animal contained, Samuel. You did excellent work in handling him. Deserve some rest. I will meet with you later.
If you're sure.
Do not worry. I have no need to hurt him.
Well, now I'm just disappointed. Alrighty.
Oh my
I'll
God.
talk to you later. And Lord Lurid, or whatever your name is, think about what we talked about, huh? Dr. Drain's got something you need. Oh, Vom, get out of here already. Not you two.
Sweet dreams. We did it. Oh my god. What a trip, man. What a fella. Am I right?
Tarnation. Walked
Tarnation.
out of that one alive. I thought therapy was just talking. I could use a drink.
Still gotta check this game out for reals. It's fun. I've been actually enjoying it. And it is kind of helpful to put names to the stuff that I tend to do to myself too. Because I do a lot of these things myself. I'll keep it real. I've been to therapy before. I've had some issues with some stuff as well. So it's nice understanding a bit more of how, like, it's very common that people will think in a very similar way. Turns out therapy is also having a big revolver. That big ol' iron on your hip. Oh my god, Sam, is that an iron on your hip, or are you just happy to see me? Oh, it's a gun.
If it isn't the Lone Ranger.
Hey, Crimson.
You look a little down, cowboy. Have a shot.
I don't mind if I do.
Gulp.
Rough one tonight.
Well, you can say
Whew,
that.
yeah.
My client went a little feral. Tried to attack me.
That ain't good. I hope you booted their ass out.
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't himself. The fella, he can't stand being a vampire, so the vampire comes out in nasty ways.
Don't put yourself into too much danger, cowboy. Cleaning up a pile of ashes isn't my idea of a good night. So what? He just went and turned into a monster?
More or less. Went from a restrained fella to a hedonist beast.
How do you think you handled it?
I think a little bit of hedonism is good. But when you go full into the hedonism, it's no longer as good. But you can have a little hedonism as a treat, you know? Honestly, I think I handled it pretty well. All things considered, I think I did very, very well for
I
myself.
think I did all right. I learned a whole bunch of cognitive distortions now, so I was still able to challenge the beast. Well, the way I figure it, he's still desperate for help, even if he doesn't act like it.
I can see why Andy likes you. A heart's still beating in there.
Yeah. You gonna make me blush, Miss Crimson. I'm about to turn as red as your name.
I'm a creature of the night, too. I just want to help my kin.
People like talking to you, cowboy. They can't help sharing their lives with you. Whatever it is about you, folks are always going to prefer talking to you over killing you.
I surely do hope you're right.
You know my big secret already. I wouldn't have told it to you if I didn't believe in you.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'm humbled.
Quit it with the aw shucks.
Oh,
Now you're
shucks.
just trying to be cute.
And making success visit.
Oh my god, they're back. The German goth couple's back, baby.
Oh, hey, it's my little buddies. How's it going, kids?
Kids. Oh no.
I'm sorry to hear that, Maxie. What's going on?
Make some room, Kinder. I've got customers to serve. Go talk in the kink room.
They're like bad because you haven't sucked our blood yet tonight.
Would you like to chat in the kink room, Maxie?
I would like that very much.
So what's going on, Maxie?
My boss yelled at me today and made me sad.
Aww.
Well, what happened?
Someone injected a malicious SQL query into our API and used it to execute code.
Oh, of course
Some
she's a
queries were
fucking
paralyzed, so they were able
computer
to drop the
science
user table
person.
entirely.
Okay, so use it to execute the code. We did not have our queries parameterized, so they were able to drop the user table entirely.
I
Oh,
warned the back-end developers that this would happen, but I got all of the blame.
well, that's rough.
Hey, sounds like a real mess, Maxie.
I thought we were vampires in the old times. No, this is modern. This is modern times. This is a goth club because the goths are hip with the crowd and they're really eager to get bitten by vampires. So a vampire runs the club, but it's a modern scene. Yeah, it's just all the vampires tend to be older, so they tend to have reflections of the past within themselves. But this is a modern setting, yeah. Goth versus emo, yeah. Reminds me of the time I forgot to lock the gate on a cattle drive by morning. Every last cow was gone, just like your user table thing.
Well, maybe your boss was hopping mad, but I bet next time they'll listen to you.
Am I the only one who is now aroused?
Oh my god.
No, Reinhardt, I am also aroused.
Okay, get on over here and pass me some neck.
Yeah.
Well, my aim is really off tonight.
Oh no.
Don't worry, Knutschkugeln. It happens to everyone once in a while.
Well, it was very thoughtful of them.
I feel as though all my worries have been sucked away.
Yeah, it sucked all the blood and the worries out of you. You ain't got no more anxiety in your blood.
This is feeling hazy.
And you will be once more.
I think that's my cue to get to my coffin.
You scared the American away, Maxie.
Pass me some neck. Whoa,
I
yeah.
suppose I am a very bad girl.
Alright, I'll leave y'all to that.
All right, I'm out. Bedtime for Sam. I'll see you kids later.
He's like, no, that's too much for me.
Samuel, greetings.
Oh, hey, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
What is wrong, my friend? You don't seem your chipper American self.
Quick, Sam, run from the hoot nanny. Yeah.
I guess I ain't too happy to be seeing tonight's client. I'm still feeling the tongue lashing she gave me last time.
Let me look through the record. Alright, we got Isabella. So Isabella thinks her life was meaningless because modern art is meaningless too. Apparently this Rise of the Spacewalker movie set her off, aka Star Wars. She watched Star Wars and she hated it a lot. Extremely high-minded, major issues with former husband. Thinks most people are corrupt, especially menfolk. Used to be a devout Catholic, not so much anymore. Likes to be in control, maybe a lot of control fallacies. Next time I'll dig into the family stuff. Seems like there's a lot of anger there.
Ah, yes, the Senora d'Este. She certainly has a way with words.
It ain't that. It's just this sense I get. Like she thinks I can be a certain way just because she tells me to.
Aha. At least that makes her chord distortion clear, doesn't it? You know what it is, of course.
Yeah, it's control fallacies out the wazoo.
That lady's got control fallacies out the wazoo, and they've given her
I'll tell you
centuries of
what.
stress.
I do not know this term, wazoo, but you are correct. The woman who chooses immortality so that she can ensure her family makes the correct decisions probably has some control
Yeah, right
issues.
out the wazoo.
And taking out her stress on me.
Do not take her criticisms too much to heart, my friend. You are simply a convenient target, an element within her control.
That still don't make it much fun.
I will not deny that Senora Deste is a confrontational client, but take her presence as a gift, however you can. A woman so powerful in her time has much to teach us. You have all the tools
Yeah, and
at
art
your
history's
disposal
neat.
to help her. Consider your approach.
Alright, so we definitely got control fallacy on lock. Overgeneralization, for sure. Should statements, for sure. Maybe disqualifying the positive and emotional reasoning. I feel like that's probably a good set, right? That's probably a pretty solid collection. We'll try it out. We'll see how that goes.
All right, I think I'm ready.
I will leave you to meditate then.
Oh
Be
shit,
well,
we gotta
Senora,
meditate.
And let this 3,000-year-old tell you, you are a fantastic therapist.
Oh, thank you, Andy. You're so sweet.
Oh, gosh. You're gonna make me blush. Get on out of here, boss. I can handle this.
I know you can.
I think I'm ready. And here she comes. A deep breath.
Are we gonna have to meditate? Okay, thank God. I was worried we were gonna have to meditate again. That meditation mini game.
Liar. You are as pleased to see me as I am to see you, therapist.
We're gonna get straight into it, huh? All right, lay it on me. Why ain't you happy to see me?
Yeah.
Because you are a worm.
I'm not a worm.
Yeah, I've been called a lot worse. You're gonna need to be more specific than that, Senora.
Yeah, somebody else just last week called me a mouse, so.
You are a worm because of the way you wriggled into my mind the last time we spoke, leaving behind loathsome doubts. The only reason I am here is to confront you for your beastly behavior.
If I was a worm, would you still love me, chat?
I come to you in crisis, and you suggest that I am the cause of my own woe. Aren't you supposed to help me?
Senora, you came in here telling me that art is dead. How am I supposed to help you with that?
I don't know. But telling me that my existence has been a complete waste of time is not comforting.
I never said any of that.
I definitely don't remember saying that, Senora.
Wait, I thought you were one. What do you mean you thought I was a worm? What does that mean?
What I said is that you ain't gonna change the world for anyone. But that doesn't mean your work wasn't worth anything. That's what I call...
Control fallacy?
That's what I call a control fallacy. Senora, you're one person. One powerful, intelligent, and talented person, but one out of billions. You can't expect to reach everyone. Doesn't matter how good the art you produce is.
All VTubers are anything at any point in time. I call it Schrodinger's worms. Oh my gosh.
It ain't gonna help a fellow like me who grew up without ever having heard the name Michelangelo.
Michelangelo? Who is Michelangelo?
The guy what painted the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo.
Michelangelo did no such thing. Perhaps you are thinking of a man from New Jersey, or a turtle. It is Michelangelo.
Senora, you want to talk about wasting time? What's using me as a punching bag doing for you?
Very well. I will speak plainly. I am angry with you, Mr. Walls. Yes, perhaps not all I did was a waste of time, effort, and pain, but to think that much of it was. This is most horrifying.
Oh my gosh.
I can see why it'd be upsetting.
Mr. Walls, I know, yeah, she's bringing out the last name in this conversation. That's how you know you're in serious trouble.
It is more than upsetting. It is devastating. I did not just fail to bring the understanding of true beauty into the world, I failed to bring it to my own familia. I watched them die, Mr. Walls. It was not the physical death that caused me the greatest pain,
Isabella's
but the
husband, yeah.
spiritual death. They had no care for the Gonzaga name nor the Deste name. Despite my sacrifice and all my efforts, they pissed away my legacy.
They pissed on it? Oh my god. Speaking of pissing, did you guys see Ludwig's debut as a VTuber? He has a piss toggle. That was so fucking... I was not expecting that at all, dude. The fucking piss toggle is gonna revolutionize the VTuber sphere. It was crazy. Did you guys see that?
Ooh boy.
Also,
Sounds
people
like
were
there's a
so
lot to
fucking
unpack
mad
here.
at him for like no reason. It was crazy, dude.
It is a dark and painful story, Mr. Walls. A story where my greatest joy turns to ash, and I was powerless to stop.
Guess you're in for a new experience that kind of stream. Yeah, I like that one. I like that a lot. That was a double whammy right there. The you got a 2-for-1 piss combo happening in that. But no, I was like genuinely surprised and kind of shocked with the whole model turning around to so he could like turn like, oh, so you only saw his back? Like that's already like kind of crazy. That was wild.
When last we met, did I tell you about my son,
No, you didn't.
No, I don't think so.
Federico? Ah, my dear Federico, my little clown, my delicate artist, my beautiful boy. I suffered for him, Mr. Walls. I put up with my husband, Frankie, and all his brutishness, all his licentiousness.
Well, I need to Google what
All for
licentiousness means.
Federico.
Licentiousness meaning promiscuous and unprincipled in sexual matters. Oh, okay. So like debauch, degenerate, salacious, immoral. Okay.
I raised him to be intelligent and clever, to understand the gentle arts and philosophy. I raised him to be a deste. But for all my efforts,
Perhaps
I
that
could
stream
not
leads
cool
to a
his
golden
Gonzaga
shower.
blood,
Oh my
and
god.
it persisted for a century, to the ruin of our house.
Is that disqualifying the positive? Or control fallacy? Okay, it's
I
gotta
know
be.
great powers, Samuel, but power over blood.
Yeah, that's control fallacy.
I
Okay.
hate to break it to you, senor, but every kid's got two parents, whether they know them or not. And kids have got minds of their own.
I refuse to believe that we are trapped by our blood. What was my destiny as a girl? Men of my time said it was to be servile and docile, a political pawn. What saved me from that fate? Knowledge, study, an appreciation of art, music, history, and literature.
I mean, I can respect somebody who wants to learn and improve regardless of what society tells them, but I feel like you're putting way too much pressure on that shit.
In the same way, I should have been able to save my
Why do you think
So,
you should have been
it's
able
a
to save your son?
should statement.
I was his mother. If I did not save him, who could?
I'm not saying someone else could. I'm saying that responsibility to save your son, that you should save him, doesn't line up with the truth. It ain't some kind of destiny for one person to save another.
Clearly, it was not my destiny to save my son. But my failure did not end with my darling Federico. I was only 153 when the once great Gonzaga house surrendered all its honor to the hated Spanish.
Oh my
I
gosh.
stood by, useless as a statue, as the Gonzaga name burned in the war of the Mantuan succession.
The war of the Mantuan succession.
What's this War of the Mantuan Succession all about?
Do you know nothing of history at all?
Nope.
very
I'm
well.
Gugaga.
It all began because my fool of a great-great-grandson, Vincenzo II, did not listen to me. Instead of dutifully procreating with his wife, he decided to impregnate mistresses. When he
Whoa.
ate himself into the grave, the line of succession was broken, and the French and Spanish swarmed upon my home like cockroaches. I killed a great many of them myself, but it was not enough. Eventually, the Gonzaga lands were given away to both countries.
All because he didn't fuck his wife instead of the mistress? That's
Of course,
crazy.
this is common knowledge. I would have had your tutors beaten.
Senora, the only tutors I ever had showed up after eating a can of baked beans.
Disgusting.
You're such a real one, Sam, dude. I love that. The hated
The
Spanish.
hated Spanish? You say that like everyone hates the Spanish.
Must I mince words with my therapist? Naturally, I do not include the Spanish among those who hate the Spanish.
I don't hate the Spanish. I've known plenty of fine Spaniards.
I doubt you know much about fine company.
The Spanish and the
Mr.
French
Pedantic
fought
one
against each other,
stands.
yeah.
Not all hate the Spanish. Very well. From now on, I shall say the Spanish, who are hated by myself and sensible persons.
Damn.
Oh, we can talk more about the Spanish later.
Stopping a
So wait,
war.
there's a whole ass war going on and you're supposed to stop it? How's that work?
I gave up my humanity to guide my familia through the ages. If I could not do that, what was the point of becoming undead?
Disqualifying the positive, or no?
The Senora has put a lot of pressure on herself and dire consequences for failure. Would you not say so?
So that'd be either overgeneralization or
I
emotional
gave up
reasoning
my humanity
then.
to guide my familia through the ages. If I could not do that, what was the point of becoming undead?
I'm gonna say emotional reasoning? No?
The
Oh, fuck,
Senora
it's
has put a lot of
overgeneralization.
pressure
Okay,
on
okay.
herself.
I gave
Okay.
up my
No?
The Senora has put a lot of pressure
Oh,
on
it's
herself.
control fallacy.
I gave
Senor,
Okay.
being a
Yeah.
vampire gives us a lot of powers. But
It's because
it
those
doesn't give us
three
the
are
power to
so
control a
similar. They're
single
so
human being,
similar.
let alone a whole dynasty of them.
They're very similar, but just slightly different, which is why it trips me up so much. I was gonna get it eventually, though.
When the heck have we ever listened to our betters? I ain't no historian, but I know enough to know people are liable to making the same mistakes over and over again. Humans have got that whole pesky free will thing that makes them do dumb things.
Hell yeah, brother.
Perhaps you are correct. Stupidity is inevitable. I understand what you are trying to do, Mr. Walls.
What am I trying to do, Senora?
You are trying to tell me that I've been living a lie for more than 400 years.
That is not what I was doing.
I ain't doing anything like that, Senora.
Do not fret, peasant. We are in agreement. I have been living a lie. We all have.
I don't like where this is going. Where are you taking this, Senora?
As I told you last time, I know my own foolishness. But time has not made my mortal concerns fade.
Free will is not always a bad thing. It's what people do with them that it's either beneficial or harmful. Yeah, I mean, we got free will for a reason.
In my mind, I know that virtue, love, chastity, wisdom, honor, these kinds of words were created by men to make us supplicant.
That is... I would say... no, I don't think that's...
But, fool that I am, I still love the idea of virtue. I have loved it ever since I was a child. I used to love all the tales of Roman mythology. I saw myself in all the goddesses. I saw my strength and chastity in Diana. In Minerva, my wisdom. In Venus, I saw my timeless beauty and romantic nature.
Romantic nature.
Yeah.
Romantic nature? What a wretched parrot I hear. Do not look at me so. Yes, I was a romantic. Look at this painting I had commissioned.
Oh.
I don't know much about art.
Okay, okay.
The figures standing upon the arch are Venus and Mars.
Yeah.
Mars is portrayed by my idiot husband, Frankie. Beside him, I stand as Venus.
Oh, that is romantic. She commissioned couple artwork of her as Venus and him as Mars. That's actually really sweet. That is really romantic.
I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking.
You may appreciate my beauty, peasant, but do not let your eyes linger upon my once supple body over long. This is art, not pornography.
It is art. I think they did a really good job. I mean, it's always so nice to see how smooth like a lot of these textures are, you know?
But look
It's so
closer
like
and
nicely
you will see
blended,
that
and the texture of the
even
leaves in the
this
background
art
is
a lie.
gorgeous. I really like
This
the
is
leaves, the
dream of a
foliage.
foolish girl. To be enjoined in pure romantic love with a handsome warrior. I believed so hard, Mr. Walls, that I thought I could make it true.
Yeah. Usually, nudity in this style of art is usually represent like the idea of being vulnerable, you know, quite literally bearing yourself for others to see, not hiding anything, being authentically yourself, you know.
This handsome man is not Frankie. This is Frankie.
Oh my
He is
god.
not Mars, but Vulcan.
Well, he's got some abs. I'll give him that.
Yes, I did not shy from truth. But see how love's aim goes amiss and strikes his gangrenous penis rather than his heart.
Oh my god.
See the grapes behind him, for the drunkard is never far from his
Yeah, I
true
mean,
love.
it is nice to just like appreciate the complexity of like human anatomy. I think especially like when it comes to art too. It's really such a great way to understand like the movement of the body.
See how he flails helplessly, as if begging a true warrior to put a sword in his belly.
I'm sensing we've got some work to do around your husband.
Yeah, a
Whatever
lot.
gave you that impression? The man was created solely to crush my view of the world and my place in it. Naturally, I might have some issues around him. I now believe that Frankie was the truest man I ever met. That is what broke my heart.
That sounds like
I
overgeneralization.
maintained the illusion that he was my Mars because that is what I needed. I was not ready to face the truth. Oh, but I knew. Even as a 15-year-old girl, I knew. But I could not accept that I was married to the legendary penetrator of Mantua.
Oh my gosh.
Is it any wonder that I prefer the lie of Virtu? Is it any wonder that I still prefer to believe it? The problem is men.
That's
You
overgeneralization
animals
for
would
sure.
Give up your dignity for an evening in the company of Lucrezia Borgia.
I don't even know who that is.
Hold your horses there, Senora. I don't even know who the heck Lucretia Borgia is.
Yeah.
She is the inventor of twerking. All men
Oh.
follow her, as I'm sure you would.
I mean, I'm not really that interested in
They
twerking.
say she was blonde, but she looked like a redhead to me. You know what they say about redheads. Kissed by Lucifer.
Oh, is that why they hated redheads so much back then? I never knew why. I just knew that was a whole thing.
Dang, Senora. Your overgeneralizations are building up and making you see whole groups of folks as awful. Now, I know you got your reasons for feeling the way that you do, real personal ones. But recognize where your experience is making you narrow your thinking. I mean, Senora, I'll be straight with you, as you're a tough lady. Here's where I think it's coming from.
You're comparing people to gods.
You're comparing people to gods, including yourself, and everyone's failing that test.
Virtue, a knowledge or expertise in the fine arts and literacy, the good qualities inherent in a person or thing.
Frankie, weren't never gonna be Mars. You weren't never gonna be Venus. You weren't born out of no shell.
And you will never be anything but a peasant.
Heck, Senora, I'll be as surprised as anyone if I get invited to a high society dinner. I can tell I'm hitting a sore spot, but maybe that means that's what we've got to focus on.
Yeah, call it out how it is.
I do not like you, Sam Walls. But you are correct. I betray my own purity of spirit with my anger. But I say, why should we not aim to be like the gods? Humanity is not worth preserving when we are such petty creatures.
That's kind of disqualifying the positive, ain't it?
Wait just a minute there, Senora. Humanity ain't worth preserving?
Yeah.
I say you're wrong. Damn wrong. Look at yourself. Look at what you've created. Ain't no goddess has ever done what you've done. You brought some of the finest art ever produced into existence. You ran your own city, which is something I'm pretty sure Venus never did.
True,
I
true.
suppose that is true. Our mortal concerns seem so pedestrian, though.
Senora, humanity is all we've got. Even if we're immortal, every word we're speaking is a result of our humanity.
He's given so many facts. I'm so proud of you, Sam.
Yeah, we make a lot of mistakes, and some of us sound like peasants. But all that messiness is worth something. It makes us who we are. Senora, I don't think you're a goddess. I think you're way more interesting and impressive, because you're real.
Well, you have great wisdom for a peasant.
Yeah.
And your kerchief is a fetching shade of red that matches your eyes.
You're just like, oh my goodness. Oh my.
Well, thanks, Senora. Let's focus on you, though. What happens if you're not that perfect goddess?
I suppose I have always felt that if I could not live to my ideals, I would be left with nothing. I would be discarded like Frankie's mistresses and die of some sex disease.
That's Nosferatu thinking.
Oh, Mr. Walls, I know you speak the truth. I wielded great strength in an age where women were not respected. But I alone feel the weight of my family's collapse. So I feel responsible for it.
It's either emotional reasoning or control fallacy. But given everything, I'm going to say is control fallacy? No?
The Senora d'Este's feeling of
Okay,
responsibility
no, so it's
for the
emotional
family.
reasoning.
But I alone...
I know it's
Okay.
a lot to bear,
I knew it was
Senora,
one of those two. I knew
but
it.
the
I
weight
knew
you're
it.
carrying
I could tell.
doesn't mean you're the one destined to carry the weight. You get what I'm saying?
This sounds like some of that excellent peasant wisdom of yours. Please explain.
What I'm saying is that feeling you've got doesn't create truth. You feel that you have ultimate responsibility for your family, but that feeling doesn't make it so.
Yes, I see. No one gave me this responsibility other than myself.
Oh my god, we're getting to her.
That's exactly it, Senora.
But I was the only person capable of preserving my family, Sam. That is what makes my failure
That's
so
control
poignant.
fallacy.
Senora,
Yeah.
what if you weren't the only person capable of preserving your family?
As a Catholic,
What if no
Isabella
one
should
person
know
was?
full well that she's not perfect, meaning she is a work in progress. Her faith in God should guide her. I mean, she's obviously interested in gods and goddesses as a whole, so I don't know if she's strictly, like, fully Catholic, since she's also very interested in Greek mythology as well. Well, I guess it's technically Roman. They use the Roman names for them, but she's interested in Roman mythology as well, with like talks about Venus and Mars and Vulcan. So, I mean, obviously she's got like a lot of other stuff at play too, you know?
I don't know. I never considered such a thing.
Well, try to consider it now. What if you accepted that whatever was going to happen to your family was going to happen?
You sound like a Calvinist.
Yeah, anti-patriarchal, so that doesn't lean Catholic either. Yeah.
Never mind with the labeling for now. How would you feel if you knew nobody can control what happened to the Gonzaga house?
I think I would feel relieved.
Senora, whatever happened to your family, fault never belonged to you. You were the one who named yourself responsible. No one else did. Look at who you are. And I think you can be damned impressed at who that lady is.
So true. Aww.
Damn you.
Too late, Senora. Look, let's wrap up tonight, huh? I think you did great.
Someone who
We got
believes
some
in the
stuff to think about.
predestination and divine election and salvation. Well, we're getting definitions in live time.
Yes. Thank you, Sam. I will see you in a month.
Of course, Senora. I'm looking forward to it.
No, I feel like we made really good progress with her.
Goodbye, Sam.
Samuel, it appears you have an admirer.
Oh, shucks.
I think Isabella d'Este has liked fewer than 5 people in her hundreds of years of existence, and you are one of them.
No, we are just telling it how it is.
Remember, though, that romantic entanglements between a therapist and client are absolutely forbidden, in case you are tempted.
No, I'm good.
Come on now, Andy. I ain't gonna do anything like that.
Of course, should the mind wander into fantasy, that is entirely acceptable.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
just
there's a
messing
reason
with
why she was so powerful back then. She's obviously got the characteristics it takes.
I could not help it. It's rather cute. The First Lady of the Renaissance and humble cowboy Samuel Walls. Quite a picture, isn't it?
I'll be real, it is quite a picture. Yeah. What a
Okay,
crazy
that's
shit.
it. I'm getting a drink.
I'm sorry, Samuel. Please, drink. Ask Crimson for the Royal Virgin.
The
It's
Royal
my very
Virgin?
best. I think you deserve it.
Yeah, whatever. You have a good night, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
Oh my god, we're gonna have a Royal Virgin? That sounds kind of tasty. Just a little bit.
And I thought I had family problems. I need me a Crimson Special after that one.
You crazy? Yeah, I'm proud of myself. We did a good job.
Howdy, Crimson. Think you could fashion me up one of them blood cocktails?
I reckon so. Got a lot on your mind tonight, cowboy.
As
Yeah,
always.
just thinking about family stuff. I got this client who's got some real tough family issues to go through, and it got me thinking about my own. Or my lack of family, at least.
You got any family left?
I've got a great granddaughter kicking around apparently, but she's got no connection to this old cowpoke. Not sure what she'd say if a man dressed like a cowboy introduced himself as her vampire relative from the 1800s.
She'd probably think it's sick as hell.
I see your point. Sounds like you don't have many family problems then.
I reckon so. Family means a lot to my client, though. I hope my perspective's still useful.
How do you think she's handling her therapy so far?
Yeah. I think she's doing really well. I'm very proud of her.
Pretty well, honestly.
She's been
She
making
spent
a lot of
long time judging
progress.
herself by her family's achievements, but I think she's starting to recognize the fruitlessness in that.
Seems like you don't need her family to be able to give her some hope.
I suppose not. Rich family problems were never going to be my specialty anyway. You got family back home, Crimson?
Yeah, I've got some family. We don't talk too much. I went a little wild after I got my diagnosis. They're not too fond of my lifestyle choices, but hey.
Oh my god.
I
Lady
get to hear them gossiping
Beamer,
about how
welcome
I can
in.
change.
Thank you so much for the raid. What were you up to? Oh my god, you were playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I want to play that game so bad. Also, thank you for the follow, Soul Boy. Welcome in, welcome in. We are playing Vampire Therapist. We are Sam Walls, a simple country vampire, you know? We're a cowboy, we're a vampire, we're a therapist. But most of all, we're dashing. But oh my god, I want to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure so bad, but it's so expensive. I want it though, I want it so bad. Have you met Big Challenges yet? I love big challenges. He looks so silly. It is expensive, yeah. Not yet. I believe in you. You can do it. The Kiki and Lala furniture, I was like looking through it. The Kiki and Lala furniture in that game looks so cute. I'm just a huge fan of like the celestial theme for everything. Also, Chugster Cheese, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. I don't think I have that either. Yeah. I've been researching, looking deep into it. But welcome in. If you guys need to get up, stretch, go to the bathroom, get some food, go to sleep, anything like that, feel free to do what you gotta do. We're just working through some vampire therapy and learning a bit more about ourselves along the way, you know? And thank you for the hydrate, Jeremy. Yes, I'm sipping my water. A vampire Mpreg. I'd read it.
Well, you chose
Dev,
a
gonna
good
stretch
age
and
to
pee
start
real quick.
getting older.
Yeah,
I
take
often
care of
wish I weren't
yourself.
such a dusty old corpse, but death comes when it comes.
Sometimes he's still waiting for me to give him.
Mpreg, yeah, summoned back again by the simple phrase, Mpreg. I don't think there's any Mpreg in here, but I mean, I could be down for some Sam Walls Mpreg. He's pretty breedable.
Death always is. Pardon me for asking, but is there a reason you're choosing not to be a vampire?
There is, but I'm not talking about it tonight. A little mystery makes life a bit spicier, don't you think, cowboy?
And I love me some spice.
Oh, I wasn't trying to pry or nothing.
Bullshit. I know you're curious. Here, consolation prize.
Is this the Royal Virgin?
But what is it?
Black Widow.
Oh.
Black stuff's just food coloring. Figured you were in the mood for a scary
Oh my
name
god.
tonight.
Anon, thank you so much for the gift sub to Lady Beamer. Thank you, Anon. Wait, we're getting the Black Widow? I thought we were gonna drink the Royal Virgin. Why did Andy wreck the Royal Virgin to us if we're not even gonna drink it?
Thank you kindly, ma'am. Think I'll take this to my coffin for a quiet night.
You do that, honey. And don't spill in Andy's coffin. He'll act like he's not mad, but you know he's mad.
I was about to get up to pee. Yeah, go pee, go pee. Go piss, girl. Go piss, girl.
Why should I be upset? What has happened has happened.
Not bad, cowboy.
Yeah.
Get the hell
Go
out of
piss,
here.
girl. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going. See you later, Crimson. There we are. Gotta get me one of these fancy coffins for back
Yeah, I
home.
love my smart coffin. I would absolutely sleep in here, dude. 100%.
Now, let's see. What am I in the mood for? I think I'm either gonna find a passage from Little Women that suits me, or I'm gonna watch Shemp get smacked in the head with a hot iron,
Ooh.
or I'm going to bed.
Mm, that just go to sleep. I think it's just sometimes you just need to turn in a little early.
Well, that's enough fun for one day. Good night, son. See you in hell.
Yeah. Well rested.
Samuel, greetings. I believe you are seeing our actor friend tonight, are you not?
Oh, that's right. We're talking to the actor.
Yeah, I guess so. I still ain't sure I'm the right therapist for that fella.
Let me refresh my memory on him. Oh, there he is. Edmund Kean was a highly influential Shakespearean stage actor during the Georgian period. He is credited with more personal interpretations of character as opposed to pantomime performances. He lived a tumultuous life on stage, dealing with alcoholism, sex scandals, and entitled behavior. He wishes to return to the stage, but expresses great anger at critics who might review him poorly. He demands respect as the greatest actor the world has ever seen. He's afraid to get back into acting because he's afraid of getting anything but universal praise. Self-centered mindset, believes he determines what acting must be, diminishes the thoughts and opinions of others, champion gaslighter. This is the guy we had to calm down like a horse several times. Try to convince me I was attacking him. Sees the world through theater. Next time I'd like to dig into where all this comes from. Why is this fella so insecure? Alright. Our memory's refreshed.
There may not be a right therapist for him.
He's just built a little different.
He has put himself in your
The
care.
real reason Derry
That
plays
is
this game is for the
tremendous
sleep
step.
sections, yeah. So I can get cozy.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm thinking it's gonna be an uphill battle, though.
At least his core distortion is clear, don't you think? You know what it is, I am sure.
It's, emotional reasoning?
It's gotta be emotional reasoning. I ain't never seen someone so dramatic.
Certainly Edmund's thinking is
Yeah.
derived from his intense emotions. But what spurs his emotions?
Oh, disqualifying the positive.
Is it disqualifying the positive?
You do know which client you are seeing tonight, yes?
Oh, no. Oh, sorry.
Inflating the positive might be more appropriate.
I was thinking disqualifying the positive of everybody else. But I guess technically.
Right. Guess I had a little
Personalization.
right?
Of course, a distortion common to many with narcissistic tendencies.
Yep, it's the Edmund Kean show all day, every day.
And there ain't no other channels.
I recognize your disdain, but pause a moment. It must be difficult for Edmund to make everything all about him all the time.
The Wandering
Don't you think?
Pikmin, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in.
He doesn't have to make everything about him, though.
He doesn't know that. Keep digging, Samuel. You will find his truth.
We will find its truth.
Choose your distortions well.
Okay, so personalization. We got definitely overgeneralization for sure. Emotional reasoning. Maybe control fallacy. And then what else? Maybe we'll try either Nosferatu thinking or should statements. We'll try should statements. We'll see how that works.
I think I'm all holstered up now.
Very good, Samuel. I wish you patience and compassion. Good luck.
See you later, Andy.
Take care, Andy. We got this.
All right, now what did Andy teach me? Breathe.
He's
I think I'm ready. Right on time. I think I hear him coming.
coming.
Hey, Edmund, good to see you. How you been feeling these past few weeks?
Empty, my dear boy. Empty. I am but a vessel made for a single purpose.
One of the dark
Alas,
things we learn
at
in
the lack,
psychology, paired
that
up with
purpose is in supply most
psychosociopathy
rare.
and Machiavellianism. Oh my gosh.
You mean acting, right?
Aye, that's the rub. Acting, my dear boy. Acting. My thespian blood goes rancid with stagnation, and the only cure seems to me irreprehensible now.
And what's the cure?
I do not wish to face these mortal directors, for they dare to tell me my art.
Ain't that what directors are?
Yeah, they're supposed to direct you.
Oh, my dear boy. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them.
Oh my god, we're thrusting.
No director can thrust greatness upon the already great. In mine own case, mine greatness hath already been achieved.
Well, maybe you can help me understand a little better. You said that greatness was thrust upon you, right? How did that happen?
How'd that happen?
Ah, you are curious to hear what circumstances created this actor non pare. I cannot blame you. Well, recounting such a history will please me indeed.
I'm listening.
I first rattled the foundations of the stage as a mere babe. Indeed, too young for memory, and yet old enough to command
Oh
attention.
my god. He's been on the stage since he was a baby?
Clad only in swaddling cloth at the age of 4, I was Cupid himself. But my arrows seemingly went astray, but the entirety of the audience fell in love.
Oh my
with
god,
me.
he was a child actor?
It is the stuff of legend. For tender as my mind was, I could not bear witness to my own greatness. But it does prove that I was indeed born great.
But you said greatness was thrust upon you.
It was a matter of necessity. You may not guess it from my gentle speech, but I am no lordling. Selfishly, and surely to spite me, my father shuffled off his mortal coil when I was but a babe in arms, ere I ever graced the stage. It left my mother and myself in dire straits.
So to spite him, he says, that's gotta be personalization? Or, right?
Hold on a
Yeah.
second. You said your old man died selfishly. Well, what do you mean?
Well, what kind of a father drinks himself to death when he has a beautiful baby son at home? I at least waited until my son was older before I did the same.
Damn.
Eddie, come on. Listen to yourself. I'm sure you didn't die to spite your son, just as your pa didn't die to spite you. I ain't gonna deny his choices hurt you, but they weren't all about you.
Forgive me then.
What do you mean they
Does
weren't
it
about
affect
me?
an actor to feel every emotion more keenly? The situation my mother and I were left in was most precarious. We were the lowest of the low, you see. We lived in the rookeries and begged for our bread.
I would love some bread right now.
He that hath wit must make content with his fortune's fit. And oh, did we beg. She was my Queen Gertrude, and I, the filthy little Hamlet. Did I mention I played Hamlet at age 14?
Oh my god, he really got nothing else to say but about himself.
No, I hadn't heard that.
Well, anyway, my mother was a competent actress, but it was my wit alone that saved us from destitution.
Yours alone. That sounds like a control fallacy.
Forsooth, I was so prodigious that, at the age of 7, I garnered the attention of one Reginald Flopbot of the Worthington Flopbots. 'Twas he who paid to get me off the streets and into the dormitories. He said, "Edmund, my cherub, the streets are not for you. One day you will be the greatest of actors."
He was not made for the streets.
Hey, how about that? You went and proved him right.
Piffle. Master Flopbot never gave a fig about my potential. I was a prop to him, a symbol of his generosity and high breeding. Every month he would stage an elaborate party with all the well-to-do society of London. The dandy fop would stand upon a dais and announce himself as the savior of the city's poor.
I mean, so he was like the Mr. Beast of the time?
That was my cue. I would be lowered down from the rooftop, wearing naught but swaddling clothes and a set of opulent wings. The gentry's delight was my dungeon. But I would flit among them, reprising my breakout role as Cupid by shooting little arrows.
Damn, they
throughout
got
them.
kinky at these parties, huh?
At the age of 7, it was most disquieting. At 11, on the cusp of manhood, the shame was too much to bear.
Dang, Eddie, that sounds awful. That flop-bob fella had no right to do that to you.
Yeah, the flat bottom fella sounds like the Mr. Beast of the time.
No, indeed.
We're gonna take 100 orphans and we're gonna turn them into pro-Shakespearean actors.
Glances from the guests linger ever in the back of my mind. And fool that I was, I played my part still. I should have plunged mine arrows into that fool Flopbot's chest instead of shaming myself.
That's a should
Hold on
statement.
a sec there. You saying you should have stood up for yourself. Where the heck does that come from? You were 11 years old. How the heck were you supposed to know any better?
That's true.
I knew enough to know that being paraded around in swaddling clothes was a farce, and yet I played along. So yes, I should have done something about it.
And then what would have happened?
I don't know, but I would have been spared the indignity that I participated in.
You didn't have those answers then.
Yeah,
And nobody
you
would
didn't
expect you to.
know.
That's kind of how exploitation works, Eddie.
Indeed, the word exploit was not even in the standard lexicon at that point. How could I have known? Regardless, I swore that night to never be a puppet again. I stole away and gave myself to the mercy of Poseidon. The bargain was struck, and he swallowed up my hated swaddling clothes and wings. In desperation, I signed on with a mercantile shipping agency. I thought perhaps that my body would bend more than my soul. But oh, did I toil!
He toiled.
Life upon the sea is most cruel. Biting winds did carve my visage. Low words hardened my heart, and heavy weights left me bent.
I do kind of love how ridiculously dramatic he is.
By the time I had fulfilled my bargain with the Lord of the Sea, I had become an older man, my efforts etched into every crease on my face.
Dang, sounds intense. How long were you at this job?
2 weeks.
An age, a life, 6 months, each one a hungry leech torn from my
That was
bleeding
close
body.
enough.
I am convinced this gauntlet was prepared for me alone. For ne'er in history has one so blessed by grace been subjected to such toil.
Eddie, I gotta
That's
stop
another
there.
personalization.
It's gonna be a lot easier to accept the
Slash.
truth when you realize you ain't alone in your suffering. Hell, there ain't nothing more human than suffering. And historically, kids ain't had it so good.
But none suffered as I suffered. A boy such as I was not meant for such misery.
Compadre, I had my first kill and no home at 12 years old. My brother had a stutter his whole life on account of the regular beatings my stepdaddy gave him.
Oh my god.
Maybe your suffering felt like the only suffering in the world, but it wasn't. And it'll hurt less when you realize you weren't alone. But keep telling me your story. I already know there ain't nobody like you in the world, so don't worry on that account.
Now then, at last, we close the circle as nature ever demands. I return to London and into the graces of my dear Uncle Moses and his comely mistress, Charlotte.
Damn.
'Twas she
His
who
comely
fed my
mistress.
dramaturgical quiver with dire arrows fletched by the bard himself. And when my deft fingers plucked the bow of humanity, at last I was free.
Huh?
I cannot speak more plainly. The good woman taught me the works of Shakespeare.
Is that how
and
you say
armed
it
with this
plainly? I
knowledge,
don't know.
I conquered the stage and saved myself from toil.
Oh, well, right.
No, I guess that's what that meant.
And so you see, the die was cast from the moment I was born. The stage was made for me, and it was my skill upon it that saved me from the streets and saved me once again from a life at sea.
That's personalization.
Eddie, my man, I got some good news and bad news for you. The truth of the matter is, fate doesn't give a stable full of horse shit about you. Ain't none of us are that special. The world ain't waiting for us to show up. It's just gonna keep turning.
Perhaps you are right, my dear boy. You are correct. My success was not because of the fates, but in spite
Oh
of
my
them.
god.
The fates said, Edmund, you are a child of the slums. But I shamed the immortal hags in my own manner. The stage roused my spirit. Thus I knew my destiny lay upon it.
That'd be emotional reasoning.
You got
Yeah.
it, amigo. You wanted the stage to be your ticket out of the bad days.
And it worked. It did work.
Maybe
was
that's why
famous.
you were so successful. Your intrinsic motivation made you keep pushing to be better.
'Tis so. 'Tis so. The threat of the rookeries loomed ever upon my overladen spirit.
You guys, sometimes things happen and sometimes they don't. You can't stress too much or think that it's all the world plotting against you, you know?
Acting presented itself as a way to keep myself out of them. It is natural that I should weigh its importance so heavily.
I can see why acting means so much to you, Eddie. I probably feel damn near the same about the things that got me out of my bad days.
Thank you. Then you understand how my alienation from the theater does pain me so. And yet, the cure is as deadly as the illness.
I had to take instruction.
These damnable critics! Not a single lifetime among them, and they deign to challenge my
Yeah, I
interpretation of the
know.
written word. They simply cannot relate to my singular experience. I will bear my soul upon that stage, and they will all sneer and malign it on their internet profiles.
That's overgeneralization. Not all of them would do that. I mean, there's a reason why there's nothing on Rotten Tomatoes that has a 0%, right? I don't think there's any that has a 0%. Hold on. 0%. Oh my god. List of films with a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. As of 2023, only 40 films with more than 20 reviews have received this rating. Only 40 out of the ones that have more than 20. Let me see. Staying Alive from 1983. Bolero. Police Academy 4. Citizens on Patrol. Problem Child. Highlander 2. The Quickening. Return to Blue Lagoon. Folks. Look Who's Talking Now. Wagons East. Simon Says. Three Strikes. Ballistic. What's a newer one? What's a recent one? All right, let's look through 2016. Cabin Fever, which is a horror film. Dark Crimes, which is a crime drama. The Disappointments Room is an American psychological horror. Max Steel, a superhero film. Precious Cargo, Canadian action film. Stratton, a British action thriller. Goatee, American biographical crime film. London Fields, a 2018 mystery thriller film. Queen's Corgi is a 2019 English language Belgian animated comedy film. Oh my god, that sounds so bad. John Henry is a 2020 American thriller drama film starring Terry Crews and Ludacris. The Last Days of American Crime is a 2020 American action thriller film directed by Olivier Megaton. Hard Kill is a 2020 American action thriller film directed by Matt Eskandari, starring Bruce Willis. Armor is a 2024 American action thriller film directed by Justin Roiland, starring Jason Patrick. Sylvester Stallone? Is that it? Oh my god, Sylvester Stallone, How You've Fallen from Spy Kids. And Alarum. Oh my god, another movie with Sylvester Stallone in it? Damn, he's been in some stinkers lately. The last two films that managed to reach more than 20 views and have a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes have Sylvester Stallone in them. That's fucking crazy. I didn't even know you could get a 0%. That's wild. The more you know, dude. Anyways, that's a overgeneralization.
You're so certain that them critics are all the same, but I think that ain't being honest with yourself. Not all critics are bad. It takes work to be good at something, so of course the decent critics are gonna be rarer.
What you say rings true, indeed. Although past critics were flabbergasted at my portrayal of King Lear, not all were. And modern perspectives have affirmed that my interpretation was nothing short of brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, alright, buddy. Whatever you say.
I took a look at your Wikipedia entry last night, Eddie. Maybe you've had a few bad critics here and there, but history says you're a legend, and your work speaks for itself. Hell, you were around before film was ever a thing, and people still remember you.
Ah, your words warm me, as an ersatz son for the one we have forsaken. With thy help shall I gird my soul mayhap, and grace the stage once more.
I believe in you, buddy. You can do it. Stay
Well,
strong.
let's talk about that then. What's the biggest thing stopping you from getting back up on that stage right now?
That it all simply might not be worth it. Why should I bear my damned soul when the audience hath not the sight to see it?
Maybe I can ask you a question then. What if there were no audience?
No audience? Do you know what a stage is, sir? It is a platform where life in brief may be portrayed. It is a platform because it is separate from the audience. Without such, the stage ceases to be a stage.
But all the world's a stage.
As in, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Perhaps Edmund's unaware of the digital theater. I mean, technically there is an audience. It's just on the other side of the screen.
Simply but elegantly put, my dear boy. Without the audience, the stage loses all meaning, like a monarch without a kingdom.
Okay, so we've got some Nosferatu thinking happening
Well, let's
here.
figure out how we can bring it back to acting. Forget the audience. I know we can't see in mirrors and all, but what do you think of filming yourself?
Brilliant notion. Yes. I shall become my own.
I'm the only
artist.
one who can understand my own
Myself
art.
To rapture. Forsooth, if I cannot pleasure myself, whom can I pleasure?
Oh my god. I mean, you know, they say it's the best way to learn. You know, practice on yourself.
We're still talking about acting, right?
Oh, my dear boy. The pleasures of the flesh are secondary to one who knows character above all else. Indeed, we speak of the noble art. I shall do as you suggest. If there is one on this lonely orb that can inspire an artist such as I, it is myself.
You know what? If there's one thing we can all learn from Edmund, it's his self-confidence, dude. If I had even if I had even a quarter, if I had even like 10% of the self-confidence that Edmund had, I think I could conquer the world, dude. I think I could do everything.
I ain't sure I'd put it exactly that way, but I think you're touching on the thing we've been talking about. The motivation's got to come from you, amigo.
We are of one mind, dear boy. Perhaps I left my muse in the mortal realm, but I shall find him once more. Not only for myself, but also for my public.
You got this, Edmund. I
The
believe in
masses
you.
flock to my Wikipedia page as moths to a flame, each a silent plea for the return of the one true artisan of the stage.
Overgeneralization or personalization?
Now hold your
Yeah.
horses there, fella. You're reading
Yeah,
way too
got
much
it.
into the whole Wikipedia thing. There's 1.5 million reasons why people might be looking you up. I mean, I hear tell the biggest Wikipedia page out there is the one for that coronavirus that got
Oh my
all the world
God.
all worked up, and I'm pretty sure they don't want that coming back.
And thus dost thou scuttle a burgeoning friendship with the cannons of enmity. Why must you challenge me so?
That's my job, compadre. Ain't we had some good breakthroughs today? We couldn't have gotten there if I'd been busy agreeing with everything you said.
Oh my god, we didn't even have to tame him like a horse at all this session?
Very well. But I still say you are most vexatious.
I've been called worse. I think we got some homework for you, though, right? You're gonna film yourself and do some acting for its own sake. We'll check back in a few weeks. But Eddie, I think you're doing great.
I thought
You
for
made a
sure
lot
we
of
were gonna have to
progress
calm
today.
him down like a horse again. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to.
Naturally. The human
But I guess
condition
there's
is
still
my
time.
author. Nevertheless, you have been a competent guide. You have reminded me of what is most important in unlife. Me.
I do love his confidence in himself. There's something we can learn from him there, I think.
I should like to give you a gift.
Oh, come on. You don't need to do nothing like that.
Nonsense.
Oh my
It is
God.
meaningless to me, but it is beyond price for you. It is my headshot, signed with my autograph.
Thanks, Edmund.
Oh, thanks, Eddie.
Cherish it always.
Appreciate
If you help me to find
it.
my muse, then it is a gift even more precious. And I will find it ere we next meet. Of that, I promise you.
Well, let's not put the pressure on, amigo. Just enjoy some acting. That's all I'm asking for. I'll see you in a few weeks then, okay?
Okay.
Verily, so it shall be. Godspeed then, boy. Thou shalt witness me new and on. Farewell.
Farewell, Edmund. See you in a couple weeks.
A job well done, Samuel. I was particularly impressed at the way you challenged Edmund on what acting means to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself too.
Yeah, he's a weird fellow, but I think he's gonna do okay.
It can be hard for our kind to retain our intrinsic motivation. Something must keep him going. I do hope that he will find his. But you, Samuel, must rest. The work you have done in these past 2 months deserves to be celebrated. So do not linger here in this dusty room.
We gotta celebrate. We gotta
Perhaps you
party.
can even be encouraged to dance.
Oh, let's not push it.
I think I'm gonna need a lot more therapy myself to get to that point.
Let's not push it too hard.
Very well, Samuel. Then let us at least make sure you get well nourished. Find a friendly neck downstairs, my friend. You deserve it. And rest in peace.
See ya, Andy.
Well, they say say don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, but maybe don't let them be actors either.
Cowboys or actors. Yeah, Edmund's tied his whole identity to the stage because the stage saved him from the streets when he was a kid. Obsessed with the audience, disqualifies the positive about any other actors. Definitely suffered abuse as a kid. Still thinking about the same way he did as a kid, that the stage is always going to offer salvation. I suggest Edmund try acting for its own sake. He forgot the phone while he was looking for safety. I hope it goes well. Yeah, I believe in him. Also, hi, Condorcito. Welcome in.
Well, time to dish with Crimson a little. I gotta talk to some more folks, though. Andy's mainly my teacher, so I'm starting to feel like Crimson's my only friend.
Yeah, welcome in.
Hey, only friend.
Hey, only friend.
Excuse me?
What? Oh, yeah, Crimson. Hey, Crimson.
Are you blushing, vampire?
A little Freudian slip there.
No, that ain't possible.
It's all right. It's nice to hear from a vampire who's younger than Jesus. Now, let's hear how this week went before you go out there and find friend number 2.
How you doing, partner? I'm doing pretty good. We've been helping some fellow vampires.
All right, real quick. This client of mine, he had a real bad time as a kid. Well, worse than I did, it sounds like. But he found fame early, and now he's talking about fate and how he's destined for greatness again.
Met plenty of destined for greatness folk in D.C. I lost patience for it.
Yeah.
How do you think you
Well,
handled
I mean, he likes Crimson as a friend. He thinks she's neat, you know. I don't think he's interested in her in that way, though. Yeah, we did pretty well. I think we did really good in this
Lessons from
session.
the last session. He didn't threaten to jump off a cliff this time or anything.
Yeah, we didn't even have to calm him down like a horse at all. Last time we had to calm him down like a horse 3 times. This time we didn't have to do it any. So I said that's pretty solid progress. He didn't try to gaslight us at all either. Isn't that like massive progress?
I gave him an assignment to film himself doing something he loves doing. He seemed excited about that.
You're either brave or adorable, Sam Walls.
There's nothing brave about it. As for adorable, well, some have used words to that effect before.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know you're confident enough to get out there. Giddy up.
Do the whole lasso.
Here we go. Right to the edge of the dance floor, but not on it. Don't want anyone getting any
Oh
funny
my
ideas.
god, we're getting a new perspective of the club. Honestly, I would go to this club. This club looks like it fucks.
Once more alone, I see.
Oh, Panoptabella.
You scared the shit out of me.
But you can't shit. You're a vampire. Know that I see much, vampire, and that I like what I see.
And she do be seeing. How many eyeballs does she have? Too many.
It's her again. Well, I was hoping to find a mortal friend, or at least a willing Nick. Now, what do mortals at this time talk about?
Be awkward about the weather, be awkward about everyday annoyances, be awkward about the music. Honestly, my go-to is usually the weather. I talk about the weather a lot when it comes to small talk, dude.
Whew, cold this week, ain't it?
But you're always cold, because you are dead.
I mean, she got me there, yeah.
That's right. I'm dead. I'm a dead man, as I like to say.
I'm a dead girl walking. Oh, God, we watched Heather's in the Discord like 2 weeks ago, and I still have the musical soundtrack stuck in my head.
I see.
You see a lot, don't you?
Why don't you tell me what you see?
I see an interesting mortal. Someone observant. Someone who isn't afraid to have their own style.
That is what you observe. It is not what you see.
Well, fine, you tell me what I see.
You see the long vein across my throat. It looks very juicy, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
Well, now that you mention it, it does.
Then consent is given. Do not hesitate, vampire.
Sheesh.
Ah,
Like slurping it down like curry
Something
ramen,
else.
dude.
You got good circulation there.
I see. And what do I taste like?
Oh, blood.
Kind of earthy. You could use some iron. What do you eat most often?
I eat a lot of carrots. They're supposed to be good for one's eyesight, and I like to see.
No way, I never would have
I
guessed.
see now that you are tired and wish to enter your state of torpor.
Well, maybe I'll see myself out then.
That's offensive.
What?
I'm going to leave now.
How is that offensive?
Shoot, was it something I said? Well, at least I got a full belly. And now, time for some shut-eye.
How is that offensive compared to everything else she said? I don't understand.
Good evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing the Ancient One tonight, aren't you?
Oh, we're seeing Medi.
She's 1,200 years younger than you, Andy.
I suppose I was engaging in a bit of labeling myself. You are, of course, correct. Still, her age presents a unique challenge.
I can't see it as being offensive to any. Well, to her, I guess it was. Who knows? Who's to say? But we're about to meet the streamer vampire again.
One lives for
Maybe she'll tell us what happened in Bankai Bar Rail.
Speaking of which, I imagine you can guess what distortion an old one such as Medi might fixate upon.
It's Nosferatu thinking.
It's Nosferatu thinking. Medi's seen so much history that mortals can only be one way or another for her.
You are not incorrect. She does indeed paint the world with a very old,
Or was that not fully?
broad brush. But her true distortion is more specific.
Overgeneralization?
It's gotta be overgeneralization. She really is basing all her opinions on her experiences when she was alive.
Very good, Samuel.
Yeah.
I've heard tales of her island in my time, but they were never peaceful tales. What other distortions do you think Medi might exhibit?
Okay, so we got overgeneralization, Nosferatu thinking, maybe should statements. She definitely used a lot of should statements last time. Let's see, there's also disqualifying the positive, labeling, emotional reasoning, control fallacy, maybe control fallacy and disqualifying the positive. We'll try those.
Good to go, boss.
Then I will leave you to it. Good luck, my friend.
Hello again, strange cowboy man.
Hi, Maddie.
It's good to see you again, Mitty. How's the past month been for you?
Went for a walk, just like you suggested. Didn't like it very much.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. What was so unpleasant about it?
It's very loud outside, and dirty, and smelly. Everywhere I walked, it smelled like mortal food. Just disgusting. They knew how good it felt to drink blood. Maybe they would not eat so much of this pizza food.
No, I'm not quitting my pizza, dude.
There's so many cars, too. Don't like cars. They have hateful faces. Look so angry all the time. Stepped in weak, killed 7 men, and got splashed by a bus. It's really
Wait, what was that? What was the second thing?
You killed 7 men? How the heck did that happen?
Oh, that was inconvenient, you know. Normally I have my
Yeah, just quite casually like, hey, wait, what was the second thing again? Seven men?
I had to do all that silly work myself, and now there are always police sirens going off, which interrupts my streams and makes my followers very sad.
Why did that all happen?
Because they found the bodies everywhere, silly. I don't know what to do with my rubbish.
I meant why the killing? You didn't happen to make a few assumptions based on past experiences? Why kill a bunch of men?
Yeah, we're getting
Oh, well, they looked at me. I know what mortals who look at me are like. If I let them live, they'd probably try to burn me as a witch. I could do nothing but kill them.
That's definitely extreme overgeneralization
Hold
right
on a
there.
sec. You know what mortals who look at you are like. How do you know? Are you reading their minds?
I don't have to read their minds, sweetly.
Just casually, just
For a very long time.
I get what you're saying, but here in this room at least, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Do you really know what they were thinking?
Silly mouseling. I do not need to know what a wolf is thinking to know what a wolf is.
Does that mean every wolf you see is gonna try to eat you?
We don't have wolves anymore. They're all gone now.
No, wolves are not extinct. Wolves definitely still exist.
So maybe you can see where that kind of thinking can be a problem. It was scared people who killed all them wolves, right? Now I know that thinking doesn't come from nowhere. Old as you are, I'm sure you've seen some real awful stuff.
That's right.
They took the fucking wolves.
Killed you, though.
Yeah. Not every wolf wants to eat humans. Yeah, some of them want to dress like a granny. But then
Let's
they
lay
just
off
get
the
insulted
mouse
by
stuff.
Red Riding Hood.
I'm sorry. Don't wish for you to scurry away into a little hole. Do you want to hear why I feel the way I do?
I would appreciate it greatly, miss.
Let me tell you about men from my time, then. Let's start with me da. My father sold me and my mother to a chief of a rival clan for a golden necklace.
What a bitch.
That is just horrifying.
Oh, don't fuss, sweetling. It was the most beautiful golden necklace. At least 2 girls' worth. Father got quite a deal, really.
You're using humor, but I'm sure that must have been heartbreaking for you.
It was common at the time. Suppose I should have been glad to be the possession of an old chief.
Should.
Whose
Should
is that,
statement.
Mitty?
Strike.
Why, everyone thought that. They were ever so surprised when I ran away. Did wish I could feel the way they felt, but I simply could not.
I think most of us vampires had it rough as kids. Maybe most kids have it rough. I don't know. But the one thing I do know is that kids don't come with the same shoulds their parents have got. I think learning all them shoulds ended up being a load of horse shit anyway.
True.
I knew girls who did as they were told. They would have been thrilled to have been the concubine of a powerful chief.
But that wasn't you. You weren't thrilled.
But, oh, he was so old. Cormac O'Neill, the oldest man I had ever seen. I remember thinking, where is his face? Because I could not see it under all his disgusting wrinkles.
Blech.
How old was the guy?
She's gonna say like he was like 40 or something.
38.
I fucking knew it. I called that shit, dude.
That was pretty old in your time, huh? Wish I died at 38. Could have been a better looking corpse.
Well, he left an awful looking corpse. His face was all...
I'm guessing you had something to do with that, huh?
Not me. My boyfriend, Abertach. He told me he'd set me free. I suppose he did. He created a delightful poison for me. He said it would make my dear master die in excruciating pain.
How romantic. Oh my gosh. Brewing a special poison for your girlfriend to give to the person she hates most. Date night ideas.
So, one night I lay with him, and that means I did sex. And when he was pleased, I fed him the poison mead. Abby did what I couldn't, and the old fool finally died.
Disqualifying the positive? He did what I couldn't, and then he died?
You're saying
Yeah.
your boyfriend killed your husband, but it sounds to me like you did the real
Yeah, I mean,
murder.
he made the poison, but you're the one that gave it to him.
He mixed up some herbs, sure, but you were the one that had to sleep with the old man and get the poison in him.
Yeah. You had to work
I made
hard for
sure
that
I knew
death.
It was because of him that I was free. He said it could never have happened without him.
He didn't have to be brave to mix up a potion. I think the bravery was all you, Mitty. Don't disqualify the idea that the person who set you free was you.
Yeah, you killed that old man all on your own. You just had access to a tool you didn't have before.
You know, I think you're absolutely right, strange cowboy man. I did do all the work. But Abby never let me forget that
Two wrongs don't make a right. Shh. We're trying to help her right now. We'll get to that later. We'll break that down later, but right now.
A fella who demands to be worshipped is always going to be a dangerous man.
Dangerous men have always been drawn to me. Must be something about the way I am.
No. That's personalization.
So what happened after you killed Cormac?
The Neil clan came after me and Abby. They found him, took their swords and went, stab, stab, stabby, stabby, stab, stab, stab. But Abby just laughed. That's how I found out he was undead already.
And just like looking at the sword in his stomach. So, are you gonna keep this, or, I mean, are you gonna want it back, or can I keep it? You know, like.
When they couldn't kill Abby, they decided to kill me instead. And that made him very upset indeed, because I belonged to him.
Oh my god, he saw you as property too.
That must have been terrifying.
I suppose. Mostly hurt. Lots and lots. Getting stabbed is much fun when you're immortal.
I ain't too fond of it as a vampire neither.
Abby fed me his blood, though, and then I became like him. When I woke up, the male clan who tried to kill us were all properly dead.
Whoa.
Well, almost dead. They still had a lot of blood left, and I was hungry.
So you finished him off, you cleaned it up.
Neil Clan was ever so cross, though. They captured Abby and sealed him in a tomb with some forgotten spells. He's still there, as far as I know.
What happened to you?
I didn't have a future with my tribe. I insulted both my clan and Cormac's clan by killing their chief. My only choice was to be alone. That's the wisest choice.
That Nosferatu thinking, the only choice was to be alone?
That kind of
Yeah.
all or nothing thinking can get us in
Yeah.
trouble. If we think all is lost, we're liable to do things we wouldn't normally do. I know I did some stuff I regretted in them moments.
We all
I sure
do
wish
things
I'd
we
taken a
regret.
breath and stepped back in all them times.
You sound so sad when you say that, funny cowboy man.
I'm all right. I'm just saying, you're a capable lady. You've always got more options than you think in a bad moment.
And sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Things don't work out as planned, but it doesn't mean they're destined for failure.
Oh, but you're just a child. I don't want you to be sad.
Well, let's focus on you, huh? You say you've been living alone ever since then?
Of course, my silly cowboy man. We aren't mortal anymore. We will always end up alone. Why waste my time?
And this Nosferatu thinking
Come on,
again.
Betty. You're distorting a lot of reality there. All vampires ain't lonely. Some of us choose to be, but not all of us. Sure, mortals have a habit of dying, but there will always be more of them.
You gotta keep a long line set up.
Heck, I used to be in a vampire gang. Cult. Well, kind of both. They weren't good company, but they certainly weren't lonely. I mean, ain't we talking? Well, there's loads of vampires out there who think like you do, and they're fulfilling their own prophecies of loneliness.
You're being a mean little mouse now, and I don't like it very much. Maybe I should have killed you after all.
What, because you don't like hearing the truth, Meddy? Huh?
I'm trying to help you, Mitty. The world's changed a lot in the last 1800 years. A lot of it bad, but a lot of it good too. By and large, most people ain't burning witches and selling their daughters. That sort of thing's frowned upon by mortals these days. There are laws out there to protect folks now. It ain't like in old times.
May I tell you a story, little mouse?
Sure.
All right, tell me a story.
Once upon a time, there was a very pretty young lady. Pretty, but also crazy. Like me.
I'll be labeling.
The pretty young lady Mary had moved in with her cousin, Mrs. Hultridge. At first they got along quite well, but one day, Mary started acting naughty. She would shout, act unladylike, and even say that Jesus Christ wasn't very special. Mrs. Hultridge liked Jesus Christ very much and wanted Mary to like him too. When she didn't, this embarrassed Mrs. Hultridge.
I'm sensing some tensions here.
She began to think something was wrong with Mary. After all, who didn't like Jesus Christ? Mrs. Hultridge said that Mary had begun to vomit up pins and buttons, nails, glass, and bits of wool. Instead of being grateful for the free gifts Mary was getting, Mrs. Hultridge said that she had been attacked by 8 witches in spectral form. Now, just so happened that all 8 of those witches lived very close to the town where Mrs. Hultridge lived. Despite their magical prowess, the 8 witches were captured and put into the stocks, and all the people of the town were told that the women did not like Jesus Christ at all. So the Jesus Christ-liking people threw rotten vegetables and poo at the witches. And, just for fun, they gouged out the eye of one of them. Then they kicked the witches out of town and lived happily ever after. The end.
Well, that doesn't sound like a very happy ending.
That ain't a pleasant story.
Oh, it was very unpleasant. It hurts very much to have your eye taken away.
I was wondering why she had 2 different colored eyes. That makes sense.
Fun. I was 1500 summers old or so when that happened. The world hadn't changed much then. I don't think it's changed much now.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Meddy. You're right. Folk can be pretty awful when they get riled up. That ain't changed.
Oh, don't be sorry, little mouse. I like my new eye. Also, the story has a happy end.
What, did she go back to the town and kill all of them?
Oh yeah? What's that?
After I had my eye taken away, I took Mrs. Haltridge's parts away too, one by one until she died.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be
was
something
so
like
much
that.
fun.
That's a little morbid, Mitty.
Morbid Mary? Oh, I like that. It's very clever, little mouse. But you see why I'm careful now?
Gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
But
gruesome.
look, there's one thing that's different now, and that's
The United Nations exists. What we're doing right now. Liberal democracy has solved everything. What we're doing right now.
it's what we're doing right now. And all that time up till now, therapy ain't never existed. We only just started looking at ourselves
Lived
the way-
up, I know.
Before recent times, we only looked at gods, government, and society. The self is a new frontier, and we're learning stuff we never considered before. The frontier can be kind of scary, but being on that frontier means moving forward. Come with me.
Silly mouse. If something feels scary, that means that there must be something to be scared of.
No.
I know you've been through a lot, and you got damn good reasons for being careful. But there's a reason you came to me, right?
Yes, but it wasn't because I wanted to go outside. It's because of my fans. They're very demanding.
Right. That's why we were talking about your going for walks and went down this rabbit hole.
Or, in your case, a mouse hole.
Oh my god, she keeps calling me a mouse. I'm not a mouse. I'm not Mr. Squeakers.
Anyway, therapy usually ain't about just one thing. It's about lots of things. If the problem is your fans, we gotta imagine life without them, right?
Don't want to lose them all. Some of them are gentle. They're too weak to hurt anyone, which is why they don't.
Would that be overgeneralization again?
Do you really
Yeah.
think weak people would hurt others if they were stronger?
Little mouse, I've been alive for a long time. I believe what my eye shows me. Yes, if one is capable of hurting another, they do.
But not all the time. Not everybody is out to hurt everybody. There are people who do good in this world just because they can. Because it'll make the world just a little bit better. As much as there's fucked up people in this world, there's also nice people.
They can, but they don't always. You ever seen them capybara animals?
I love capybaras.
They're dang massive rodents and could do some damage if they wanted to, I reckon.
Oh, yes! Oh, they're very cute. People like to share animated pictures of them in my community.
Some folk are like that. They just want to sit around and have someone scratch their bellies.
Me. That's me.
Is that what you want, little mouse? Do you want me to scratch your belly?
No. Listen, pay attention to me.
What? No, I'm just saying. Don't assume everyone's out to hurt someone. Yeah, it happens. Of course it does. But that kind of thinking ain't giving folks their fair shot.
Don't know what I'll do if I don't have my followers. I can't live the way I used to before the machines took over.
Your poor bog.
Oh, they expect so much of me now. They send me messages all night and all day. They need content. God, if I don't give them their content, they'll all leave. Their attention spans are like those of little bugs, but they're not as cute.
That's some Nosferatu thinking.
Okay, I think we need to
So-called
talk about
fans, yeah. The content, yeah. You got it. She's basically become a content farm. I think that is the thing that does bother me a lot is like the view of content, right? It's always content creation, right? So it's creating something only to be consumed, not appreciated. And I can weigh down a lot on people, I think. Especially like when you're in the sphere, you start to think of yourself only as I need to make more. I need to make more and more. And then like the quality of it kind of starts to dwindle because you're kind of punished for focusing on quality. Like when it comes to like the algorithm, what matters most is posting consistently and posting the same thing. They don't like the algorithm. When I say this is the algorithm, because I don't think it's people, but the algorithm doesn't like if you take your time to make something, and it doesn't like if you take the time to make something different than what you normally do, right? That's the thing. And so that ends up punishing you. And so now it's become like this whole thing where you have to force yourself, if you want to be like successful in a lot of stuff, to change your view of what you create to be content, right? Rather than something that's just fun and engaging, or even art, you know? I don't know, it's tough. It's tough being in the sphere.
Oh, I already have moderators, silly mouse. Any major content creator has to have them.
Yeah, I have mods too.
I don't know what that stuff means.
I don't know
I'm
if any of
talking
them are
about
here right now,
moderation.
but I
What are you
got
thinking?
mods too.
What if you gave your fans only what you felt comfortable giving?
Doesn't matter what I want, silly mouse. They just want me to overreact to video games.
That's Nosferatu or overgeneralization. I think that's overgeneralization. Yeah.
You're thinking that mortals want only one type of content is forcing you to make only one type of content. Your assumptions are keeping you from doing things you like, and you deserve to do things you actually enjoy.
You're very kind. I thought cowboys were supposed to be tough.
Who says I ain't? I just don't have nothing to prove no more. Here, why don't we try something new for next time, since going out didn't go so well last time? I want to challenge you to take a day off. Don't answer any messages, don't post no content. Just do something for you and you alone. Take a sick day.
But we never get sick. We're dead people.
It's a mental sickness inside your brain.
They don't know that, do they? One day, that's all I'm asking for. You need to give yourself a little space.
Very well. Since you
Breaks, no more 24-hour work, yeah.
For you.
Sometimes you do have to take breaks. It can be exhausting to constantly think about things all the time, you know?
I'd prefer it if you did it for you, but we'll work toward that, huh?
One
Oh,
step
I
at a
wish I had a
time.
big piece of cheese to give to you right now.
A lactose intolerance is kind of a side effect of death, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'll see you in a month then, okay?
Yes.
Great. I'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, Maddie.
You are doing well, my friend. I know we old ones can be rather
Yeah, I suffer
inscrutable
from
sometimes.
abs. Always be thinking.
She's human. We all are, ain't we? The way I see it, we all got the same problems one way or another.
Your wisdom never fails to impress, Samuel. I believe it is time for you to follow your own advice to Miss Betty, however. All work and no play makes for a dull vampire, as they say.
I'm so sleepy. I am pretty eepy too. I'm thinking about going back to sleep. When he asked us to think about our comforting place, a place that brings us the most comfort and joy, I literally was just thinking about my bed. It'd be kind of nice just to get snuggled back in a bed again. I might be freaky and go back to bed.
Yeah, you're probably right. I might hit the hay early and do a bit of reading.
If you must take out some aggression on hay, then please do so. I shall see you soon, my friend.
Take out some aggression on the hay. It's such an interesting comeback to hit the hay.
Good night, Andy. Dang, I wonder how I'll feel about humanity when I'm 1800. Heck, I wonder whether there'll even be a planet.
Let's check the new update. Meddy's got a real good reasons for not being fond of mortals, but it might be narrowing her worldview. Real bad history. Was sold to a rival warlord and killed by a wizard. I guess wizards are real now. Abandoned by her clan after she killed her new husband and became a vampire. Was pilloried as a witch in the 1700s and had her eye removed. She thinks it's pretty funny. Sounds disgusted by her followers. I'll try to encourage Meddy to do more things she likes for their own sake and get outside more. Yeah, fight the hay. Fight it. Let's talk to Crimson, then we'll go to our bed, and we'll wrap things up after we go to bed.
I guess it's time to drown my existential woes in blood. Howdy there, Crimson.
Hey, Crimson.
You're sounding a little weary there, cowboy. You getting enough to drink these nights?
Oh, yeah, that ain't it. Just existential ponderings.
I do be pondering.
That's just my specialty. What's eating you, buckaroo?
It's this old client I got. She's been watching humanity hurting itself for 1,800 years. Every time she expected better, she got hurt. She ain't wrong to mistrust mortals.
That's a tough one. What do you do with someone like that?
Well, I tried to guide her to look inward like I do with everyone. People are people, but so is she.
How do you think she took it?
I think she did pretty well, yeah.
I think she appreciated the focus on her. I can't answer for all humanity, but maybe she can get answers from herself.
I think you could stand to listen to yourself, Ranchero. You could have been a mean old Dracula, and nobody would expect anything different from you.
Yeah.
Reckon there have always been people like you, no matter how bad it's been in history.
Dang.
There's always been
I can see
good
why
people
Andy respects you so
along
much.
with the bad
You done
ones
some
in
living,
life.
sounds like.
Death at the door can put things into perspective. I get where your client is coming from. Changing the world isn't gonna happen, but we can at least change ourselves.
I don't think that's true. The country I left definitely ain't the country I was born in.
The wheels turn a little slowly for us mortals, cowboy. Back in DC, I was trying to push policy to do something about our poverty problem. But the kind gentlemen across the street were pretty happy to make things worse. When I got my cancer
She's
diagnosis,
speaking facts.
that
She's
was my
speaking
wake-up call
truth.
to stop getting disappointed and start living with the little amount of time I had.
Working at a bar is more rewarding than being a member of the bar, huh?
Not bad, cowboy. It's got its charms. Here, I whipped up something special for you.
Ooh,
Refreshing
refreshing.
taste.
Rose hips.
Yeah,
Just
see,
a
I knew
little
those were
something
rose
extra.
hips.
Been experimenting with some herbals for Andy.
Rose hips are full of vitamin C. So if you guys need, a little pick-me-up for vitamin C, if you need to fight scurvy, whatever the case might be, you need more vitamin C in your diet, rose hip tea is an incredible way to get a fuck ton of vitamin C in your diet, right? It's got even more vitamin C than a lemon, dude. It's crazy. So, especially during the winter time when there's less sunlight, it's really good to give your body a little bit extra. Rose hip is a fruit. Yeah, it is the fruit of the rose plant. It's basically like the fruit of like the rose flower, like the rose buds. Yeah.
Guess old dogs like us can still learn new tricks. Thanks, Crimson. I think I'll hit the hay now.
You hit that hay, Desperado. I'll see you later.
See ya, Crimson.
Got a lot on my mind tonight. I think I need some rest.
Scurvy
Now, what you
hours.
do
No,
to
we're
relax?
avoiding scurvy. That was why I suggested the rose hip tea. Reflect on the day with Emerson. Watch a man get his butt burned with the hot iron. Or go to sleep. Let's reflect with some poetry. I think that'll be nice.
I always pick up a little extra perspective from Ralphie Waldo. Emerson, that is. Let's see if I can find a good passage.
Good thing that fruits are not the affluent only. Yeah. Yeah, we love fruits.
Bingo. In the woods is perpetual youth. Within these plantations of God, a decorum and sanctity reign. A perennial festival is dressed, and the guest sees not how he should tire of them in 1,000 years.
Wow. That sounds lovely.
In the woods, we return to reason and faith. There I feel that nothing can befall me. No disgrace, no calamity, leaving me my eyes, which nature cannot repair.
Dude, I lived like really close to like some woods, and one of my favorite things to do back in high school is I would just walk through like the little trail, because we had like a couple of like little hunting trails and stuff right back there, and I would just walk through them and just really enjoy it. Just taking in the nature, the breath of fresh air. It was nice. There's something nice about just like kind of taking that breather, taking a little walk for yourself, recentering yourself.
In the wilderness, I find something more dear and connate than in streets or villages. In the tranquil landscape, and especially in the distant line of the horizon, man beholds somewhat as beautiful as his own nature.
Aww.
Ain't that the truth? Future's always ahead, no matter how old we get. That's enough for one night.
That
Time
was
to
sweet.
visit
I liked
Dreamland.
that one.
Maybe I'll see my princess
That was
there.
a really nice passage. Alright, and we're gonna save
Samuel,
there.
my dear, I do look forward to our chats. How are you feeling tonight?
So we're gonna save. Boop. Alrighty. Good stretch, good stretch. Okay. I'm thinking we're gonna raid who up? Hi, Ren. I'm literally about to raid out myself. But welcome in, Ren. How was your stream? What were you up to? You're playing Okami? Oh my gosh, I've never played Okami. I should. It's something I do want to play. The hell yeah. Do you guys want Infinity Nikki or do you want Star Fox 64? What are y'all feeling? I think either of them would be good. Yeah, we're gonna raid train. Boop boop. Star Fox? Alright. Well, if you want Star Fox, we're gonna raid Harper then. I apologize for watching other streamers. Oh my god, now my mod comes in. Well, it's too late. We're leaving. It's cool. It's cool. It'd be like that. Yeah, we're gonna raid Harper, who's playing Star Fox. They're currently doing a subathon, showing off their new model and their new outfits. So yeah, we're gonna raid Harper. Tomorrow is Tarot Thursday, so if you want to get a tarot reading from me, I will see you then. So hopefully I will see you tomorrow for tarot. But if not, no worries. I'll see you when I see you. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. And good night. I'm gonna go back to bed now.